views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Good morning. Gas prices in the Bahamas surging. At least one retailer will increase the price by $1. And the cost of diesel to increase on Wednesday as well. The Parliamentary Registration Department says it's increasing capacity at registration sites. And the government signs a contract for new glass window bridge. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Duquesa Dean will be joining us. Also this morning, we're talking with OKX Bahamas, getting an update on their business and what's ahead for them. And later in business, we are talking all manner of things related to insurance, including road safety, vehicle maintenance, and more with Bahamas First General Insurance. That's all ahead. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, Vice President of the Bahamas Petroleum Retailers Association, Vasco Bastian, telling the Nassau Guardian that the price of gas will increase today at one of the major retailers by more than $1. Shortly after, he said residents can expect the price at other retailers, the other two, to increase as well. He said the price of diesel at the pumps will increase tomorrow also. Referring to the U.S.-Israel war, Bastian said, quote, "I want to go on record as saying that it was inevitable as it is a direct result of the war in the Middle East. The government has been most accommodating. If the government of the day did not intervene to a certain degree, the price of gas at the pump today would be as high as $8.05. As you know, on February 28th, a joint U.S.-Israeli attack on Iran killed Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and was followed by retaliatory strikes against American and Israeli allies in the Middle East. The effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz to most shipping has sharply pushed up global oil prices. Prior to the start of the conflict, approximately 20% of the world's total oil consumption passed through the critical waterway controlled by Iran. Bastian says Bahamians should not be alarmed by the sudden spike in gas prices, but many fear that the war will drag on for months. Governor of the Central Bank, John Roll, recently told the Nassau Guardian that the Bahamas should be concerned about the net negative effects of the current Middle East crisis. As Bahamians await a formal announcement of the date of the general election, Parliamentary Commissioner Harrison Thompson says that his office is working to increase capacity at all registration sites across the country. Parliament was prorogued on Friday. Once it is dissolved, which is expected to happen when the House meets on April 8th, registration will come to an end. Thompson saying in a statement yesterday that all satellite stations have been strengthened with at least one additional team and in some locations 2 additional teams. He said separate lines are being established, one for verification, one for registrations and transfers, so that members of the public can be processed more efficiently. A Haitian man has denied getting a Bahamian passport and National Insurance Board card. The 36-year-old man, known as John Doe, and Cone Marquevens Luis allegedly obtained the documents on July 11, 2023. He allegedly presented the false NIB card and fraudulent documents to the passport office on April 10, 2023 to get the passport. He faced charges of possession of a false document, possession of a fraudulent document, and uttering a false document, uttering a fraudulent document, and fraud by false pretenses at his arraignment before Acting Assistant Chief Magistrate Shaka Seville. He was remanded to prison. Seville will make a decision on whether John Doe will get bail pending trial on April 17th. Maria Daxon represented the accused, and Inspector Cordero Farrington was the prosecutor. Following long-standing complaints about wait times for emergency transportation on Family Islands, Health Minister Michael Darville says that officials are still trying to figure out the best strategy to implement multiple ambulances on larger islands. The most recent case of long wait times occurred last week Tuesday in Exuma, when 29-year-old Dino Roll died after being struck in a hit-and-run accident. Family members say they waited for nearly an hour for the ambulance to arrive. Last September, Prime Minister Philip Davis pledged that the government was taking steps to address medical challenges on the Family Islands following the death of a 62-year-old woman who had to be placed on a wooden board on the back of a flatbed truck to get to Deadman's Key Airport in Long Island, even though 2 ambulances were on the island. A lack of trained professionals able to operate the ambulance was cited as the reason the emergency vehicles could not be used. And after National Health Insurance physicians raised concerns regarding delayed payments earlier this month, Dr. Michael Darville saying that some payments are still outstanding. Darville could not say how many doctors have yet to be paid. Members of the National Health Insurance Providers Association previously said that payments were 2 months behind for physicians and 3 months behind for lab workers. A man is denied defrauding a bank out of more than $75,000. 28-year-old Howard Lewis of Lincoln Boulevard is accused of getting $75,062.78 from Scotiabank through fraud on March 11th. Lewis allegedly deposited a fraudulent check in the automated teller machine at the East Bay Street branch. He later allegedly withdrew the funds at the Cable Beach branch before the check was determined to be fraudulent. Lewis denied the allegation at his arraignment before Senior Magistrate Nishka Isaacs. His bail was set at $25,000 with 1 or 2 sureties. And a 31-year-old man is admitted stealing gas tanks from a recently opened sushi restaurant. 31-year-old Shaqual Kemp of Shady Tree stole 2 80-gallon gas tanks valued at $4,000 from Oku Sushi Lounge at Venetian West on March 22nd. Acting Assistant Chief Magistrate Shaka Seville fined Kemp $2,000. Failure to pay the money will result in a 1-year prison sentence. Overseas, more on gas prices. U.S. gas prices jumped past an average $4 a gallon for the first time since 2022, as the Iran war pushed fuel prices to soar worldwide. According to Motor Club AAA, the national average for a gallon of regular gasoline in the U.S. is now $4.02, over $1 more than before the war began. The last time U.S. drivers were collectively paying this much at the pump was nearly 4 years ago, following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. The price is a national average, meaning drivers in some U.S. states have been paying well over $4 a gallon for a while now. Prices vary from state to state due to factors ranging from nearby supply to differing tax rates. Since the U.S. and Israel launched a joint war against Iran on February 28th, the cost of crude oil, the main ingredient in gasoline, has spiked and swung rapidly. That's because the conflict has caused deep supply chain disruptions and cuts from major oil producers across the Middle East. Meanwhile, U.S. strikes hit a city today that is home to one of Iran's main nuclear sites, sending a massive fireball into the sky. And Tehran attacked a fully loaded Kuwaiti oil tanker in the Persian Gulf. The attacks were a testament to the intensity of the war more than a month after the U.S. and Israel launched their first strikes. The conflict has left more than 3,000 dead and caused major disruptions to the world's supply of oil and natural gas. Today, the average price of gasoline in the U.S. shot past $4, we just told you. U.S. President Donald Trump, who has vacillated between insisting there is progress in diplomatic talks with Iran and threatening to widen the war, shared footage of the attack. The central city is home to one of 3 nuclear enrichment sites attacked by the U.S. in the 12-day war in June, and analysts believe much of Iran's highly enriched uranium is stored there. Meanwhile, Iran's stranglehold on the Strait of Hormuz, the waterway leading through the Persian Gulf, through which a fifth of the world's oil is transported, has driven up global oil prices, as have Tehran's attacks on regional energy infrastructure. That has shaken stock markets around the world and pushed up the cost of many basic goods. Spot prices of Brent crude, the international standard, hovered around $106 a barrel today, up more than 45% since the war started February 28th. Trump warned this week that if a ceasefire is not reached shortly and if the strait is not reopened, the U.S. would broaden its offensive, including by attacking the Karg Island oil export hub and possibly desalination plants. Israel and the U.S. launched a wave of strikes on Iran hitting Tehran in the early morning. The video shared by Trump appeared to show a massive attack on Isfahan, and NASA fire tracking satellites suggested explosions happened in a mountainous region on the city's northern edge. The UN Security Council plans to convene an emergency session today after officials said 3 peacekeepers in southern Lebanon had been killed in less than 24 hours during Israel's invasion there. The UN peacekeeping mission in the country, where Israel is battling the Iran-backed Hezbollah, did not say who was responsible for the deaths. In Iran, authorities say that more than 1,900 people have been killed and 19 have been reported dead in Israel. 24 people have died in Gulf states and the occupied West Bank. In Lebanon, officials say more than 1,200 people have been killed and more than 1 million displaced. 10 Israeli soldiers have died in Lebanon, including the 4 announced today, while 13 U.S. service members have been killed. And gunmen killed more than 70 people in South Sudan over a gold mining row on the outskirts of the capital over the weekend. Police confirming this Monday. A video of dozens of bodies lying on the ground shared online, and a local journalist said many other victims are believed to have fled to the bushes. The gold mining site in central Equatoria State has in the past been the site of violent clashes involving illegal miners. Gold mining in South Sudan is largely unregulated, with state governments operating their own sectors independently of national authorities. A police spokesperson saying that he would share more information about the attack once he gets more details, saying, quote, "All I know is that unknown gunmen attacked Jebel Iraq at the gold mine. There were more than 70 dead and many more injured." The Sudan People's Liberation Movement, or Army, in opposition, condemned the attack on Monday and blamed government forces known as the SSPDF.
This is Sports Update.
In sports, the Fidelity Central Gas Lady Panthers women's volleyball team, along with the Warhawks men's volleyball team, both emerging as the 2026 New Providence Volleyball Association champions at the D.W. Davis Gym. The Lady Panthers have maintained their dominance in the Night League for the last 6 seasons, earning their 6th consecutive NPVA women's crown with a 3-0 series sweep against the Lady Warhawks in the best-of-5 championship series. It was a perfect cherry on the top for a season that saw the team finish undefeated. As for the Warhawks, the newly crowned champions upset the Technicians 3-0 to win the title in their respective series. All the details in today's Guardian Sports section. The Bahamas Senior Men's National Soccer Team drawing a blank in the March window of the 2025-26 CONCACAF Series International Friendly Tournament over the weekend in Georgetown, Cayman Islands. Playing out of Group D, the team engaged in friendlies against Anguilla and host country Cayman Islands and lost both matches Thursday and Sunday, finishing with a 2-0 win-loss record. Team Bahamas coming up short against Cayman Islands 1-0 on Sunday and fell 3-1 against Anguilla on Thursday. And Team Bahamas boys and girls competed amongst the top juniors in the under-14 division in the region at the World Junior Tennis Championships in El Salvador. After falling to Barbados 0-3 on opening day, Team Bahamas boys came back on Thursday with an impressive win over Aruba 2-1 in pool play. Team Bahamas girls also played hard, but lost to St. Kitts and Nevis, Guatemala, and Puerto Rico in the round-robin pool with an 0-3 record. Again, details in today's Guardian Sports section. From college basketball on the women's side in the NCAA, Dawn Staley and South Carolina are back in a familiar place. They've reached the Final Four again. Joyce Edwards scored 24 points, and Ago Makir added 18 to help the Gamecocks beat TCU 78-52 Monday night to advance to the national semifinals in the women's NCAA tournament. South Carolina has now reached the Final Four in 6 straight years and won 2 national championships during that stretch. Staley has been at the helm for all of them, including the undefeated 2023-24 season. The top-seeded Gamecocks will face UConn in the Final Four in Phoenix on Friday in a rematch of last season's national championship game. And the NFL is moving forward with plans to begin hiring and training replacement officials in the next several weeks because negotiations with the referees union have been unsuccessful. That's according to 2 people with knowledge of the discussions speaking to the Associated Press on condition of anonymity. The league and the NFL Referees Association have been negotiating a bargaining agreement since the summer of 2024. The current CBA expires on May 31st. The NFL has increased its offer to a 6.45% annual growth rate in compensation over a 6-year labor deal. But the association wants 10% plus $2.5 million for marketing fees. The association telling the Associated Press, the executive director, that those numbers were inaccurate, though. He said negotiations with the league are similar to 2012, when a stalemate resulted in a 110-day lockout and replacement referees were used. The league wants compensation tied to performance so that only high-performing game officials during the regular season share in the year-end bonus pool. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. Your first look at weather brought to you by Star General. We've got a near gale warning in effect for the entire Bahamas. Near gale force winds will impact all areas until about Thursday. We've got building high pressure that will continue to produce these fresh winds and pockets of wind-driven showers over much of the archipelago through tonight. There is a moderate to high risk of overtopping waves along seawalls and coastal roads along Atlantic-exposed shorelines, especially the Glasswindow Bridge and the Eleuthera. A marginal risk of coastal flooding is expected across all other northern and east-facing coastal roadways, and motorists and residents are urged to exercise caution while traveling along these areas. Rough surf conditions and dangerous rip currents will plague the waters around the islands, and these conditions are expected to continue until about the middle of the week. So beachgoers and swimmers should avoid entering the water. So for today, your forecast calls for a mix of sun and clouds, becoming partly cloudy tonight for the northern and northwest Bahamas, with a tented 30% chance of showers. Winds easterly at 15 to 20 knots with higher gusts likely. Gusts near to gale force today. And for the central and southeast Bahamas, partly cloudy to cloudy with a 20 to 50% chance of showers. Winds northeast to east at 20 to 25 knots with gusts up to gale force. Temperatures today, we're looking at highs across the country around 82 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to the upper 60s, low 70s for most areas, between 20 and 22 Celsius. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have your extended outlook coming up in just a bit. Weather check brought to you by Star General, insurance made simple.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
It is time for a break, but when we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on your home for fresh news and smart talk all day. Guardian Radio 96.9.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Cades Village, or call 396-1100.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers. For window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it. Just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
The following is a paid political message.
Kalani. Hey! Kalani. Oh, the future is brighter. Oh, vote for my diver. Hey, 'cause she is a fighter. Kalani. Hey, the future is brighter. Oh, if you need improvement. fighter.
That was a paid political message.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
Wendy's has brand new chicken tenders, and they're everything you've been craving. Crispy, juicy, and seasoned just right. These tenders bring the flavor from the very first bite. Dip 'em, dunk 'em, love 'em. With sauces like sweet chili, scorching hot, ranch, honey barbecue, honey mustard, and Wendy's signature sauce. Grab them as a kid's meal. Enjoy them on their own, or make it a combo that hits the spot every time. For tenders you're gonna know by name, it's gotta be Wendy's.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. 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 Wake up, wake up.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Join me now, DeQuesadine. DeQuesadine, good morning. Let's get your mic up there one more time.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Bahamas.
Good morning. Great to have you with us, as always.
Good to be here today. Yeah.
We got a lot to talk about. A
Okay.
lot going on this final day of March
Can't believe
2026. Yeah, it's flying by, flying by. So OKX Bahamas is going to be with us this morning. They're going to tell us all about themselves, a Bahamas fintech company, and what they're up to. We met them when they first launched here a few years back. We'll see what they're up to these days. And then later, we are talking all things insurance, road safety, vehicle maintenance, things you need to know. Bahamas First General Insurance is going to be with us for that in business. That's coming up. But right now, let's get to what else is in the news. And in the news, are you ready for this? Gas prices expected to surge as early as tomorrow. And diesel prices going up as well. The Bahamas Petroleum Retail Association says that at least one retailer by tomorrow will increase their price by $1. And diesel, again, going up tomorrow as well. And shortly after, within a matter of days, the other two retailers will follow. So if that is the case, right now, gas prices range from between $5.32 and $5.77.
Yep.
So if it goes up more than $1, we're in $6 territory for New Providence.
Close to
It's been,
$7.
Right? It's been well over that in some family islands already.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. That is a whole dollar, not 25 cents or.
Not little steps.
Right. That's a big jump. per gallon. It is. Wow.
And of course, that affects everything, right?
Yeah.
That trickles down to
Everything.
your price of food because it costs more to drive from the
Correct.
airport or the container port to the restaurants or the shop or whatever. And that will increase everything.
Yeah.
What are we going to do? And it doesn't seem like the war in Iran is coming to an end. Right. That was going to happen.
Yeah, this is
wrap up soon.
This is
the type of soon, like when you hear people talk about when you're going to hear news about Grand Lucayan.
Yeah,
soon. Yeah,
yeah,
it's that type of soon.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I mean, if we just had a proper transportation system, I believe many people would park their cars and utilize it, which would be a huge savings for many families. But we don't. So, what are the alternatives? Suck it up and put the gas in your car?
That's one of them.
Or walk.
Or walk.
Or carpooling could be an option. Yeah,
Still
if you're
gonna
going
cost
in
a lot of money.
Yeah, if you're going in the same places, you can share worker rides or something.
Or go electric.
Or go electric,
that's
right?
The other alternative there.
Yeah.
But let's get more details. In the NASA Guardian today, Tamika Thompson writing about this. So, Vice President of the Bahamas Petroleum Retailers Association, Vasco Bastian, telling the NASA Guardian that the price of gas will increase today at one of the today, not tomorrow. Today at one of the major retailers by $1.02. Shortly after, he said residents can expect the price of gas at the other two retailers to increase as well. He said the price of diesel will increase by tomorrow. Wow. So Bastian saying, quote, I want to go on record as saying that this was inevitable as it is a direct result of the war in the Middle East. The government has been most accommodating, and I tell you what, if the government of the day did not intervene to a certain degree, the price of gas at the pump today would have been $8.05. What did they do?
Wow. I want to know, but it's great.
I want to thank Prime Minister Philip Brave Davis for intervening to ensure that the price of fuel stays at a reasonable price for Bahamians to traverse the streets of the Bahamas. So did they reduce the tax that they put on it?
That would be a good move.
But they didn't really tell us what they did. But they did meet with them. He said, this is Bastian again saying, quote, this is bigger than one particular group or anything. This is a direct result of the war in the Middle East. As you know, this has been going on since February 28th, the joint U.S.-Israeli attack on Iran, which continues and is spreading throughout the region as Iran attacks allies of the U.S. And the effective closure of the Strait of Hormuz to most shipping has sharply pushed up global oil prices. Prior to the start of the conflict, approximately 20% of the world's total oil consumption passed through the critical waterway controlled by Iran. Bastian says Bahamians should not be alarmed by the sudden spike in gas prices, saying, quote, I spoke with the Prime Minister today, I spoke with the Permanent Secretary today, and I reassured them that we'll do our best in the retail side of the gap, starting to make sure that we have adequate supply. I want the public to know that this is only a temporary increase that should last no longer than the war lasts. Well, that's the problem, right?
Yeah.
That's the problem.
We don't know.
As soon as the war ends, oil prices will drop, and we will go back to $5 or close to $5. This is not something for Bahamians to panic about. This is just a temporary bump in the road. But again, that's just it. Many fear that the war will drag on for months.
Yeah.
Governor of the Central Bank, John Roll, recently told The Guardian that the Bahamas should be concerned about the net negative effects of the current Middle East crisis, saying, quote, higher oil prices would be expected to lead to increased inflation, depending on the duration of the war and duration of the disruption to global oil supplies. Bahamians under protection of electricity fuel hedge could be shielded until those coverages have to be renewed. Otherwise, there'll be direct cost increases, though, for consumers and businesses at the fuel pumps, for vehicle owners, and for shipping and freight charges, and in ground transportation and travel. And I want to pause there because we are seeing that already. The bus drivers and even taxi drivers are saying they need at least a temporary increase.
Yep.
So this is more from Governor John Rowley. He said, quote, as a second round, businesses have to decide how quickly to pass along these expenses to customers. And pause again, you know that'll be immediately, if not
And inevitable.
half a year ago. In preparation for future conflicts, we have to increase prices. So anyway, Governor Rowley says, quote, if the crisis drags on, then a greater share of the subsequent rounds of costs will pass on to consumers. But the developments are relative. The Bahamas and the global economy faced headwinds in 2025 from the uncertainties around tariff policies. Those uncertainties, while diminished, have been replaced by the energy crisis worries. Wow, $1 more again from $5.32 to $5.77.
$1.02 more. 2 cents count.
I bet.
It's per gallon.
Yeah.
So that's a major increase, and people are going to start feeling the impact of that today.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Let us get your reaction to that, folks. Are you prepared for that? I can't recall. Has it been that high before? 6 something?
Wasn't it?
Maybe.
What was it around?
There was some crisis that we had, and it was.
If I remember, yeah.
But again, the Family Islands have been paying higher for a very long time.
Yeah.
Very long time. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free. 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Let's hear from you on this. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning to both of you.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, SO is 6:58.
Oh, it's happened. It was there? You were there this morning?
Well, I called. I phoned the station.
Okay.
Yeah,
6:58.
So it means that now, if my 30-seater coaster bus, what we call jitneys, takes about 25 gallons, I'm going to jump from 139 to 164 to fill it up, which somehow that's going to be passed on to the passengers.
Well, that's what they're calling for.
Yeah. Well, I hope this won't last too long, and we can manage this some kind of way. But anyway,
I mean, how realistic do you think that is? I mean, by now, the Americans were thinking this would have been done by now. Here we are, more than a month into it.
Yeah. Well, it came a little late. Maybe that's why it's so high. But I think this is time now for us to really look at our finances, everybody, and determine the things that we don't need to do, like go to the bar every night. And then children need money for school, so we need to really be budgeting a little bit more carefully now, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just tightening the belts.
Okay, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Call in 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Got a few text messages in. Yeah, people have already been. 658, 658.
Wow. But what could you do?
That was the cheapest one as of yesterday. So.
Wow.
Well, this number, it looks like this number must have been wrong too.
Yeah. For the dollar too.
Yeah. So it must have been 5.
Yeah, for the dollar too.
50 something.
Yeah.
Well, 658. My goodness.
But I mean that's a good point. The caller suggested too that this is going to be a period of time where people really have to buckle in and take note of what they can, what non-necessity item, right, they can take funds from to put towards the essentials. This is a tightening time.
Somebody's asking if we're dependent on Iran for oil. I mean, it's a global market, and impacts over there will affect impacts over here, that kind of thing. And we know the oil industry is almost like a cartel.
Yeah.
Well, not almost. So this is
I
how
mean,
it
we
works.
even see with the U.S. bragging that they don't need the oil from Iran. Their prices at the pump has gone up as well. So
the whole world has seen it.
It's impacting.
We're all
everything.
it's a tiny planet. It's big in many, many ways, but we're all connected, right? So yeah. Why does it sound like the vice president of the Petroleum Association is lotioning the prime minister? I mean, that's how it sounded to you? Okay. Well, he's saying that if it weren't for the prime minister, the prices would be $8 or something, which is unbelievable. We'd like to know more of what the prime minister did, though. I know they had a successful meeting. Everybody seemed to be happy. We haven't heard much about what was done, but he said all the cards were on the table, essentially. So maybe they did reduce temporarily their whatever the government
tax,
receives.
yeah.
Was it the VAT? Was it the
Right.
gas tax? No. Okay. You all are exhausting. We'll get to that in a bit. This person says, I'll bet a lot of people won't be checking for the increase. Just watch the streets this long holiday weekend. I mean, that's not fair to say. People have things to do. They have plans. They want to live their lives, and they'll have to swallow that. They'll have to just bite the bullet and buy the gas. That's how it works.
Yeah. And you know what? Maybe some people won't notice. Maybe it's out of ignorance versus purposeful. Like maybe they'll go and say, hey, give me, $10 gas and not realize it's not the same amount of gas as they got the last time. They just drive off and they're happy-go-lucky state. You never know.
But if that's all you have, that's all you have.
Exactly.
You can't do anything about it. $10, and you barely got a gallon.
Right.
But that is
it will help them more for that moment. And I think sarcastically, the texter is saying to be prudent.
I think that's a better way to say it.
I think they're being sarcastic. These people aren't going to.
Never know. The way the world's going, that might be your last holiday weekend.
Right.
So get out there and enjoy yourself.
Responsibly.
Oh, my. Let's take some more calls. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. Hi, are you there?
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, DeQuesta.
Good morning.
Yesterday, I got fuel. The fuel at the pump was $5.60. On average, $25. Today puts about, depending upon the vehicle that you travel in, it gives you about half a tank. So on average, I would say for quite some time, the prices have still been up there. Noticeably, I haven't seen where the prices have fluctuated per se as yet. I guess the persons who will probably tell you more about that is persons who either drive jitney or taxi.
We're telling you. The Retail Association says today it begins, and we're seeing it now. It's at $6.58.
Oh, wow.
At $6.58 at one retailer today, and the others will follow in the next few days.
Mm-hmm.
And diesel is going up tomorrow.
Well, wow.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll hear more commentary from those, but I think those who are really going to be really impacted will be those in the commercial industries, like I said, the taxis and the jitneys whose vehicles never turn off, always running. So they're expected to spend more. But my last commentary is this. We all know once this thing subsides, the gas prices do not automatically go down. So it's going to be there for a while.
They won't go down instantly. They don't go down instantly.
Yeah, we'll be watching.
But
he did commit to the price being a temporary increase.
I can't imagine what excuse you would have if
to keep it if the oil prices go down. So
they will.
We'll be watching.
The thing has always been, once there's a conflict, within just days, the price goes up. But once it's over, it takes months, it seems, to go down.
Come down.
But they do come down. They do come down. And that is, I'm sure there's a technical, psychological, there must be a reason for it. Maybe people do stop buying as much gas, and so they have a greater supply of the expensive one.
Right.
And so that sticks around for a longer time.
That's the logical.
Sure.
That's a logical explanation.
Sure, that's it. But that must be it. That must be it. This person's, let's take another call. Yeah. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Good morning, Mrs. John.
Hi, good morning.
Yeah, to your guest. Yeah, I have one question. Is this, in your lifetime, is this the single largest increase ever?
You mean like a whole dollar at a time, right? I don't remember it ever going up that much.
Yeah.
I can't recall, but this seems
Like
significant.
a big jump,
yeah.
Yeah, I've never seen this. But the thing is, you're talking about, I know that Iran has this the strait on it, that a lot of the 20% of the oil in the world comes through, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, maybe I'm lost, but I mean, can't other countries like increase their production? I mean, to try to increase their output.
So the challenge probably is that many of those other countries, a lot of them are in the Middle East too, but the other ones are in conflict too.
Yeah.
So Venezuela's got a lot of challenges thanks to the U.S. And Russian oil, anybody want that? I don't know. I don't know. So it's going to be challenging.
I mean, it is because, me being in the taxi business, I put some gas in my car yesterday. I heard a woman yesterday, but I said, man, I don't believe it. Because, I mean, I'm 52 years old. I've never seen a dollar increase at one point. So I didn't believe it until you said it on the radio just now,
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think that's very dangerous for a country like ours, be a country of consumption. Our product is already very pricey.
Yeah.
And you have most of our guests in the U.S., North American continent. And so if they don't disposable income, I mean, what is that going to do for our tourism industry, which is already strained with all these keys and other stuff going on? You understand what I'm saying? So it's very concerning for me.
Yeah, I understand.
Let's
hope it is short. Let's hope it isn't going to last much longer. Thank you so much. Good luck to you. I mean, you might not like to hear this because you're in the transportation industry, but as DeQuesta mentioned, and this is probably a good time for these political parties that are seeking our votes to, right now, if you haven't focused on this in your plans, the plans that you're going to keep. But go back to the drawing board and say that, we definitely need to, in Providence and some of the islands that are developing quickly, have proper modern transportation systems beyond buses. Look at some alternatives, something that can be done.
We have to.
So that this burden can't be on people when global conflicts happen.
Even without the crisis at the fuel pumps, just at any point of the day that you leave your house, there's traffic.
Yeah.
So that in and of itself tells you that we need a better transportation system.
Yeah, and it's getting very dangerous out there, even to cross the street.
Yeah.
This person says here, the one thing that concerns me is many times when things normalize, the merchants in the Bahamas never lower the prices. Gas prices never seem to go down in the Bahamas. That's not true. I mean, they don't go down much. They'll go down a few cents. But
But if I had to choose $6 over $8, I'd go with $6.
I mean, psychologically, I don't know about $6 though. Even $6
6 is
or
high,
something.
but could you imagine if it had jumped to 8? Oh my goodness!
And some folks are still driving the giant gas guzzling SUVs.
Right, like mine.
Oh yeah, like you.
I think it's a 6-cylinder. That's
pretty big. I mean, the people out there with 8s.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Thanks to globalization, everyone gets affected with the high price of oil. Yep, absolutely.
But I think we should look a bit further down the road as to, instead of just looking at the short-term view, because like you said, you don't know how long this war is going to drag on. And so there are so many things that could be impacted, including our tourism product.
Yeah, absolutely. Airfare is going to go up.
Everyone has to pay attention.
It's going to be costing tons of money to get even more than it does to get to the Bahamas.
Correct.
And people are going to say, hey.
And they're already saying we're expensive. to eat and all this other stuff. So I think we have to open our eyes and be prepared for any eventuality.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This texter says the Russian oil tanker has arrived in Cuba with Trump's blessing. 2 sanctioned countries. Don't you love double standards? It's amazing.
Oh, boy.
It's just amazing.
I'm glad Cuba's
There's one common denominator in all of these things this year. One common name, one syllable name in all of these things. Caller, good morning. You're on the air. Good morning. Are you there? No. Caller, good morning. You're live.
Good morning, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, Duke.
Good morning.
Yeah, Dwight, my deepest sympathy and condolence on the passing of your mother. She's a blessed woman, 90?
Yes.
Well, she's really blessed.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. But I agree with you in the question. I got to bite the bullet, man. I got to pay that fix up, and I got to go on the road, go be on my hot cross spot and my goggle eyes,
Oh,
man.
boy.
I got to look for my goggle eyes.
Well, you better watch out. The price may go up for that, too, because the fisherman needs, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because they have to buy extra. The price of the gas ain't going up here to do the fishing, man. I just go out there today. So they can't tell them to try that. Tell them don't try that. Give me my regular goggle eyes price. My hot cross spot. And I would say the same thing to it, the Mexican thing. The oil from Russia going to Cuba. All that noise with Trump was making, but Putin's his boy, so he ain't making nothing. He ain't saying nothing. He said, you let this one pass. But all right, man, you all enjoy your holiday weekend, and you all love up your all cross man, and you all organize and you all snappers.
Thank you.
Thank you so
All
much.
right.
Appreciate it. All right. Well, yeah.
And walk everywhere you got to go.
Yeah, walk to the dock. Eh?
Yeah.
Well, how soon? Would they have already caught all this stuff? Like,
I'm sure they're selling now because it's Friday and today's Tuesday. So Tuesday. I'm sure
some people are still fishing, though, right?
May still, and come in tomorrow.
But any excuse.
Right. So hopefully prices maintain this week.
I didn't use that expensive fuel to go on the boat, but I had to drive here.
Yeah,
so,
and then next week I have to buy that expensive
exactly.
fuel.
So it's going up. It's going up.
It's everywhere. It's going to go
My goodness. Another call. Good morning. You're on the air. Hi, are you there? No? Caller, good morning. You're live.
Good morning, Dwight. Good morning, Alan Johnston.
Good morning.
Hey, Dwight, first thing, on your news thing, you keep reporting that the House was to meet on the 8th when they last adjourned before the prorogue. They were scheduled to meet back on the 15th. So I'm just trying to figure out, like, y'all know something we don't?
I don't know. But that's what we have. I've heard that 8th. I believe it's the 8th. I've heard that in many, many circles.
No, I heard in the circles, but I even went back and listened again because I said no. Because they said the first they move it, and then they said no, let's move it to the 8th or the 15th or something.
We'll try to confirm. I'll try to confirm.
But what's more important though is because I'm trying to figure out if a person is in a coma that somebody put them there, do we blame the person in the coma or the one that pulled the plug?
Why would you? Why would you ever blame the person in a coma?
No, the person who put them in the coma. By injury, the economy. So you got one person who injured our economy.
Both deserve blame. The person who put them in a coma and the person who pulled the plug.
We'll share this with Brave Davis and Trump. What happens, White, is that what is the failure is that we have always been subject to these shocks, right? And this is the time when leadership should come and give us a strategy. I know we have known for a long time that we import 100% inflation, right? We have no control, supposedly, over the oil supply. We have no strategic reserves. We barely make it. We go by hedging or day by day or whatever it is. But these are positions that you have to prepare for inevitable shocks. We make excuses that maybe hurricane will hit us or something else will hit us. I would love to, at this particular time, instead of the run, duck, hide, and deflect that we'll be getting from governance, I would like to know what is the strategy now in leadership beyond the election rhetoric that you would show leadership in this particular time to say these are strategies that we had in place to execute. Let's use one as an example. Gas is going to go up $1 or whatever, right? A recommendation has been made, right? If you go, let's use food as an example. You go to the food store, you're going to spend $100. Government is expecting an expectation of 10%, $10. When inflation comes and hit, and that same item is now $12, government can cap that it already had budgeted to receive the $10, so it doesn't have to take advantage of the price increase to take the other $2 from the customer. And that's a recommendation that's made to this government. And I hear they met with the fuel people. I would like to know, did they take that recommendation or did they use something else? And is that something else can work in conjunction of the recommendation that's been given to them? So, but this is where you talk to your public, because everything now is going to be impacted. This war is not going anywhere. You have the President of the United States saying one thing, you have the leader of Iran saying another, and then you have the whole surrounding people around them taking whatever action. It affects the global economy, which then affects our economy. And so if this is going to continue to rise for a number of weeks, the question is, what's now, what's new, and what's next?
Yeah.
And this is where leadership steps up to the plate.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Yeah. Let's take this call. Yes. Hi. Good morning. You are live on the air.
Yes, sir. Good morning to what?
Hi.
You know, when this war started, right, the Prime Minister said the cost of electricity won't go up because of the energy reform, and I didn't buy that yet. You know, my view on this, everything going up is the duties. You know, ordinarily things are higher than everywhere else. You know, because of the duties. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, we need tax reform. You see, we not like other countries where our government have any money making assets. You know, like it'd be something like Freeport Port Authority. You know, with no assets, divesting ourselves of all our money making assets. So therefore, we have to rely on only people can bail us out is the private sector who owns our economy. Hello.
We're listening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so these are the things. See this one. And see, I just went and registered yesterday, right? Because of a transfer. You know, I had in mind not to vote because of these same issues. You see, all of our everybody, even the third parties, right? They have the same policies on privatization as PPP and you understand me, and tax reform. They're the same. So it's about the money. Money answers all things. You see, I don't care how many advancements we have, and the same people own it. It's the oligarchs, they control it, they own it. You know, you call it the zero-sum game. That's what it's about. That's the school of economics we are in. We believe in, not them. You realize how the U.S. ain't going into Haiti, and they call it because Haiti ain't socialist like Cuba. You understand me? Why they have a seat? Tell me. Why the United States don't go in there and deal with them the way they go and deal with everybody else? Because they can get any assets of the Cuba they want without that.
Yeah.
Same way with us.
Interesting points you're raising. Thank you very much. Yeah. Well, a lot to think about there. And this call, before we get back to your messages. Hi, good morning. You're live.
Yeah, good morning, Dwight. How are you?
Doing well. Good morning.
But sorry, my condolences to you.
Thank you.
And your family.
Thank you very much.
The loss of your mom. You know, I lost my mom 5 years ago. She was 92. So everything's going to be okay. Listen, man, when the gas prices were being lowered in the United States, our prices never went down. Now, all of a sudden, okay, switch, bang, price go up. You know, something is wrong in this country, man.
I mean, I don't think what you're saying is accurate. I mean, the prices fluctuate here. They do. But they will never get as low as they can't get as low as they are in the U.S. because of the government tax, more than $1 on every gallon of fuel. And we added VAT on top of that. And now the retailers have increased, their margin was increased too. So there are all kinds of factors that are why our prices could never be as low as the U.S.
Yeah, because, I mean, okay, the retailer said a couple of weeks ago, we're locked into a price. Our prices wouldn't change right up and now. And then when the prices went down maybe 8 months ago in the United States, almost down to $2 a gallon, and our prices still remain close to $5. Never any movement. But now all of a sudden now, bang, price change.
Before that, we definitely saw quite a bit of movement.
No. I'm not even talking about VAT. I'm talking
just
about
saying,
recently.
It hasn't helped. Since VAT was added, it hasn't helped, and then we've increased the margin.
Yeah, but I'm saying prices were dipping in the United States for a long time, and our prices never moved. Now all of a sudden now, hey, price, war in the Gulf, price going up next week so quickly. That's what I'm saying. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's just a more to me, they need to be investigated, if you ask me.
Okay, I don't think you're listening.
I think 4 weeks is
but
a reasonable amount of time. With the price of oil just fluctuating all around.
And then you got to remember, folks, again, what you're hearing is the national average in the U.S. There are places where the average is way higher.
Yeah.
Way higher. So don't be fooled by some of these things. National average in the U.S., everybody is not paying that. But the prices do fluctuate. It's cents, it's pennies.
Right.
It's not going to be wild swings.
Right. Not a dollar.
But you don't see it as much since that was added and since these adjustments with the margins and stuff like that. But I do get your concern. When the price goes up, very quickly, the price goes up here. Yeah. And when the price goes back down, it takes a long time for the price to come back down, which is odd. But it'll never get as low as the national average. It can't. It can't. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Morning, Dwight. How are you doing?
Doing well. Good morning.
Dwight, the caller just now spoke about the last 8 months of fuel in the U.S. Right in Florida, I found fuel down to $1.86 a gallon. Nowhere near do we expect the same price at home. But when you do not see a change in the price in terms of a decrease that's meaningful, it causes you to wonder when a lot of the fuel that ends up in the eastern United States transshipped through the Bahamas and still end up cheaper in the United States. It's crazy and ludicrous to us. What I also want to know now is the fuel hedge that was once in place by a previous F&M administration, I believe it was. Does that affect the cost of petroleum fuel, or was
that was only BPL? That was a BPL.
That was only for BPL.
Yeah. This retail, the fuel industry here is private.
That we as consumers, customers of the petroleum industry, I believe, are deserving of is for us to be shown or for the matrix that's used to get to this dollar to be communicated to us versus being told, it's going to be $1 increase tomorrow and that's it. Like many of us are saying, okay, yes, we understand.
Well, you got to talk to the private companies about that.
There's a 2-week war going on. But Dwight, we've been through war with George Bush before. With the whole Iraq was at war for almost more than a year.
And the prices went. No, well, it wasn't as high, but prices went up. So you got to talk to the fuel retailers about that. But tell all your parties that you want VAT off fuel after the election. We got to go to the news. Stay with us.
I've been waiting. Don't you tell me.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at Morning Blend 969 or Facebook.com/Morning Blend 969. Text us 422-4796. And now at 8:23, time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams. If you're ready to refresh your space, head to your local Sherwin-Williams for premium paint, pro tips, and everyday deals that make it easy to get started. In your weather, we are under a near gale warning in effect for the entire Bahamas. Near gale force winds will impact all areas until about Thursday. This is as a result of building high pressure. It's going to continue to produce fresh winds and pockets of wind-driven showers over the entire archipelago, at least through tonight. So the fresh to near gale winds and passing showers will continue through much of the week as an extensive high-pressure system remains the dominant weather feature. Rain chances may increase by the end of the work week as a mid to upper-level trough from the eastern Gulf of Mexico moves southeastwards across the island chain. This feature will interact with an upcoming and approaching low to mid-level easterly trough moving across the tropical Atlantic, and that's going to generate potential thunderstorms across southern portions of the country for the weekend. Ahead of that, though, for today, there is a moderate to high risk of overtopping waves along seawalls and coastal roads, along Atlantic-exposed shorelines, especially the Glass Window Bridge in Eleuthera, and a marginal risk of coastal flooding expected across all other northern and eastern-facing coastal roadways. So motorists and residents are urged to exercise caution while along these routes. And rough surf conditions and dangerous rip currents will plague most waters of the islands, so beachgoers and swimmers are strongly advised to stay out of the water. Your forecast for today for the northern and northwest Bahamas, a mix of sun and clouds, becoming partly cloudy tonight, and partly cloudy to cloudy conditions for the central and southeast Bahamas. Look for high temperatures around 82 Fahrenheit, 28 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight in the upper 60s, low 70s for most areas, between about 20 and 22 Celsius. In your extended outlook for tomorrow, Wednesday, a mix of sun and clouds, turning mostly fair at night, about a 10 to 20% chance of showers. That's going to hold into Thursday. And by Friday, Good Friday, the holiday, we're looking at partly sunny conditions at first, becoming increasingly cloudy throughout the day. Expect partly cloudy conditions at night. Rain chances elevated a bit for the central and southeast Bahamas, about a 20 to 40% chance of showers with possible thunderstorms. And that will hold into Saturday with even greater rain chances for the central and southeastern islands, and rain chances up a bit for the northern and northwest Bahamas as well. So it could be quite a bit of rain for your holiday weekend. That is your morning blend weather check. Weather check also brought to you by Kalina. Kalina has an important reminder: proof of full-time student enrollment for overage dependents for the spring 2026 semester is past due. Please submit your verification documents via email at healthbenefits@kalina.com today to stay covered. $8:27, time for check of traffic, brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. We've got, again, some schools are closed already for Easter, and so you're seeing better conditions on the streets in New Providence. Just a few spots where there's still a bit of congestion. Milo Butler Highway looking much better than it normally does at this hour, but you'll see that slow-moving traffic as you approach Harold Pond if you're heading northbound, and especially once you get north of Harold Pond on the way to Tawny Williams-Darling Highway, heavier traffic there. Westbound on Tawny Williams-Darling Highway, also seeing some heavy traffic. Southbound on New Providence Highway, and eastbound on Harold Road, Tawny Williams-Darling Highway. All as you approach that roundabout, some congestion there. 6-second roundabout, we've got slow-moving traffic on the southbound side of New Providence Highway and West Bay Street near the roundabout with New Providence Highway near Saunders Beach. Some slow-moving eastbound traffic. And once you get east of that area, you'll see that again as you approach Arawak Key. More congestion closer to downtown near Nassau Street, both directions on West Bay Street. And some slow-moving traffic on Bay Street in the downtown area and Shirley Street downtown as well. We've got Robinson Road, as usual, heavy traffic between Soldier and Marathon. If you're heading westbound and a bit of congestion at the major intersections along Prince Charles Drive. But that's what we're looking at, a much better commute than you're used to this morning. That's your real-time traffic and your Morning Blend traffic alert brought to you by NUA Insurance Agents and Brokers. Get a quote however it suits you. Stop by your nearest branch or get an instant motor quote online at nuainsurance.com. Quick questions or big decisions, they've got you covered.
Are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new skills for new opportunities. Respect for workers. Support for entrepreneurs. We're modernizing energy and infrastructure across our islands and preparing Bahamians to succeed in a new economy. Transformations this big take time. Let's choose progress. Paid for by the PLP.
Every day in a busy world, we have to do so much. Bank with CIBC and get that personal touch. Share your ambitions, let us help your dreams come true. At CIBC, you're at the heart of all we do. We're on your side, we're listening, we know the way you feel. CIBC, ambitions made real.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan for their employees, and let us help you build a brighter future for your team. Visit us at cfal.com to get started on building wealth so you can live well. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
This is definitely the time for BAMSI to continue to build on the progress that we've made. There's now drone technology. There's now year-round container farming. You have hydroponics. You have aquaponics. You have precision farming. There have been record numbers of enrollments, record numbers of flat fishing certifications. We've had record enrollments in our online courses. Students from across the family of islands. Because in BAMSI, we are not just cultivating produce, we're cultivating producers.
Paid for by
Here's a
PLP.
Sure-winning art store moment from Shelley and Dee Dee.
We're the only full art store in. We don't have it. We make a list, and trust me, our boss can get that. If you need that, he can get that. You can find sketchbooks, acrylics, the canvases in all sizes, stencils. We have the Angelus that they use on shoes and letters. We're the only persons in Nassau that carries the Montana spray. We have the Krylon sprays, watercolor in paints, the oil, chalk paints, the alcohol paint, metallic paints, the little Floetrol, and we have cleaning products for the artists, thinning products for the artists, and Crayola colors, and glitters, pencils, the Posca markers, and pastels, oil, and the acrylic pastels, dyes. Oh yeah. We also have airbrush paint. I didn't forget that part of the movie. Gift sets, hobby craft,
Oil shrimp,
clays.
stew shrimp, shrimp gumbo. But art supplies. We have a lot of them. Sherwin-Williams Art Store. Find colour in every day.
Hey! Come on, girl! Give me the thing! Yes, girl! Hey! Why don't you give me what you promised me? Cause I've been waiting where you tell me be. Why don't you give me what you promised me? Got some play around and give me. See, I done wash your dishes and all your brother clothes. Take cassava out your yard, I even feed your goat. I even scrub them dirty pig and get firewood. Now you freaking out with the thing you tell me about. Now I the kindest bag, but you done with me hard. I only got energy from what you say you have. Got be true to your word, don't act so selfishly. And give me, then I will let you be. Oh girl, come give me what you promised me. See, I've been waiting where you tell me be. Oh girl, come give me what you promised me. Girl, stop playing around and give me. Yes, girl. Woo! That's right, girl. Give me the thing. See, I'm begging, I don't wait for this, man. I think I deserve this, you know. Give me that thing, girl. Say this a real hot torture. I don't deserve. You done work me in the ground, girl. You got some nerve. Now you won't play forget.
We're back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with DeQuesta Dean. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to be talking with OKX Bahamas. A lot going on with them. We're going to find out more. And then later, we are talking with Bahamas First General Insurance about road safety and insurance. And so a lot of useful information coming up in a few minutes. We continue, though, just a few more minutes on what's in the news, getting your reaction to the news that gas prices will begin to jump up, and quite significantly beginning today, as much as it already has happened. People are texting us and saying that it's already happened, and that is what the Retailers Association was saying, the Petroleum Retailers Association, that today prices will jump up $1 at one retailer, and they expect that to happen at the others over the next few days. So we're being told $6.58 at one retailer right now. $6.58 from 5-something yesterday. So, yeah. So we're getting a reaction to that. This person says here, gas is over $6 today, and why are we not angry? Why? Because someone told us that gas could have been over $8 if government did not intervene. Could the gas prices have been raised to over $6 originally, and we be given this story so that we feel that we were given a break? Mm-hmm. The strategy is to inflate the price and then give you a discount. What do you think? No, we don't think that. I mean, the gas prices are up all over the world. Crude oil.
In Asia, they're even on emergency orders where they have to use electricity a certain time. They could drive a certain time. The cars are on the road based on alphabetical system. So this is all over the world.
This is the beginning of a crisis.
Yeah.
So politics, that's not. I think that's where you're heading.
And I am angry that the gas is over $6, but I also recognize that this is impact to something that is outside of the control.
Right. Exactly. Who are you angry with?
Right. Who am I? You want me to answer that?
No, don't do it. But. I think we only have a few people we could be angry with, and they're not necessarily in this country.
No, it's not. He's not.
But again, there are historic issues that need to be addressed here, right? Whether this makes sense to continue to have a gas tax and VAT on that.
Right.
That has always been questionable, and successive administrations have done nothing about it.
Right.
Maybe they did something here. They're not telling us what they've done because it didn't get to $8.
But we should see it, though, Dwight, because if the tax is for the maintenance and development of the roads and streets and all of that, that's not what it's for. What is it for? What is it for?
Even if they say that's what it is.
It definitely isn't being used for that. What is it being used for?
I don't even know if you should hurt yourself worried about that. But our prices are inflated for some unusual reasons. But that's not what's happening here. Again, this is primarily as a result of the war in the Middle East. So I don't know if it makes sense to get very, very angry. Again, it's not a local issue. Yeah. It's not. I don't think you can be angry at people in the Bahamas on this one. But there are people you can be angry with. Yeah. Be angry with them. Now, what are you going to do about it?
What could you do?
No. No. Oh dear. Okay, you got it. Oh, it's gonna be long. Okay, so that's.
Y'all give Dwight a break for a couple of days.
No, it is not. It's meant to be a nice text, but they got the wrong person.
Okay.
So again, my mom was a teacher at D.W. Davis and C.H. Reeves for many, many, many years. So if you're of a certain age, remember she was 90,
right?
So it's your grandparents,
right?
Because she was at Eastern Secondary, and many of you don't even know that was the name of D.W. Davis. And older people call it Donald Davis. They hardly say D.W. But Eastern Secondary, and then D.W. Davis and C.H. Reeves. Right. Caller, good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning. And how are you today?
Doing well. Good morning.
I know see why the Strachan's are so smart, because your mommy was a teacher.
And my dad was a principal. Everybody is a lot of my family are a lot of educators.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
Everybody is an educator.
Oh, yeah, certainly so. I was listening to that song after the break. Gimme, what you promised me. I wonder why you throwing stone at me, because I understand some teachers were not paid. Some private school teachers were not paid. So I was wondering if that was the same song about that.
Oh my! Well, just a coincidence. It usually works for somebody. You could play that any day of the week, any day of the year, and somebody would say, "This song is for me."
Yeah, that's why Garden Radio is so powerful.
Okay,
it's informative and entertaining.
There you go.
You don't have to cry.
Thank you very much.
There was something that I thought about yesterday. I said I need to let you know about it. Israel has passed a law to hang the Palestinians who are in jail who are accused of terrorism. But that law is very discriminatory. It's only going to hang Palestinians who kill, but not Israelis who kill. So you remember, the death penalty. I know you're a man not in favor of the death penalty. And
it depends.
I mean, not just you, across the world, right? In modern times, we say that the death penalty is barbaric, and so Israel, who is supposed to be is well favored by most of the European countries, has deviated to proceed and have its death penalty. Only the Supreme Court perhaps can overrule it, and that is pending.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm not entirely opposed to the death penalty. I think certain people, but definitely opposed to hanging. That doesn't make any sense.
Something a bit more humane.
That is what I mean. It's hard to be humane when
you're
killing somebody, but hanging is ridiculous. So that's not even
barbaric.
Right. That's. All right. So, Dwight, everything is going to go up, from gas to food to rent to shipping. Please don't think people aren't already in survival mode. Only well-off people will survive after living without electricity for over a year. Whoa. What else can I sacrifice?
Wow.
The club was never a factor. It's now going to be food or rent.
Wow.
Trust, this is bad.
It is
living
bad.
without electricity for over a year. Whoa.
Wow.
Whoa. Let us keep our family islanders in our prayers as well. Gas was already $8.75 in Cat Island, as told to me by a friend there from yesterday.
Wow.
$8.75. Wow. More crackhead games. Why not ask the shareholders, many of whom go to our parliament every Wednesday, in our oil consortium, here to make a temporary sacrifice to their profits for the good of the people that have made them obscenely wealthy.
Really asking for a lot there.
You could try it. Why not?
Oh, boy.
Gas has been well over $6 in Freeport for more than a week.
Wow.
Oh, my Lord.
Wow.
Now that the Iran conflict is no longer distant and the impact is being felt in the Bahamas, we must recognize it's not just fuel, it's the entire chain. Higher fuel costs lead to increased food prices through transportation, will raise the travel expenses and even drive up seafood costs as operating margins tighten. This is real pressure on Bahamian families. So as we rush to register to vote, are we choosing leadership rooted in strategy and nation building, or just politics? As part of the Commonwealth of Nations under King Charles III, why aren't we leveraging those relationships? Countries like Canada are actively strengthening trade with the EU, Japan, and Mexico to diversify and protect their economies. We need governance that delivers outcomes, not just optics. Okay. All right. Interesting. Really quickly, before we have to go to a break here, I just want to pivot. We're going to move to another topic really quickly. This is an interesting article in the Tribune today. The headline is "Ask Them." DPM to flex as Grand Lucine update deadline passes. Deputy Prime Minister Chester Cooper yesterday declined to address the missed deadline for an update on the Grand Lucine redevelopment, directing questions to the developer as scrutiny grows over the project's timeline. So Cooper said on the sideline of an event yesterday, quote, "I think you should reach out to Concord and get their statement," I think they indicated they would make a further statement. Feel free to reach out with them directly. I have no more comments on this. His response comes after about a month after U.S.-based developer Concord Wilshire said it would provide key project details within the next 2 weeks. And we talked about this about 2 weeks ago, that it was past the 2 weeks. It was 3 by that time, I think. The statement issued on February 23rd set a self-imposed deadline of March 9th. No update has been issued as we approach April. In its February 23rd statement, Concord Wilshire pushed back against reports that the $120 million deal with the government to purchase the Grand Lucayan Resort had collapsed, saying, quote, Concord Wilshire further confirms that within the next 2 weeks, the company will announce the formal commencement of development and construction activities. Maybe they're underground. Maybe they're, I don't know. Okay. Including 2 major cruise line destination resorts, and the official start date for the site demolition and preparatory construction works. But of course, no such announcement has followed. The February statement remains the developer's only public update since it signed a heads of agreement with the government in May 2025.
Who was the negotiator, or who was the contract signed with? Like, who was it? Was it Prime Minister? Was it?
Yeah. And you mean on their side? I don't know the names.
No, I mean on the government side.
I remember there was the big splashy thing. They called all the people. They had a big thing, and they like smashed
I remember
the things in that building.
I remember. Good for Chester. I'm not putting my foot in my mouth. Good for Chester, right? Go ask them. I mean, yes, we want the information. The government should have it. The government has a communications officer. That person should also be coming forward with the updates or information if they have it available for them. They quickly jumped in into this battle, and so someone should have been following up to give an update. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Some messages as we go to the break. This person says here, I know it's not the topic, but can you read for those listening if they can kindly pave the road in front of the NASA Guardian? It's deplorable. Hey, we've been saying this for a long time. I suspect it's punishment. I don't know. And the Minister of Works was here last week. I should have asked him about it. Like, what do we do? Can we please get this road paved? But yeah, thank you for looking out. I mean, I'm sure it's not just for us, but yeah. Oh wow, Dwight, your mom taught was my homeroom teacher and taught me English and literature in the 8th grade at C.H. Reeves. We'll be back, folks. Stay with us.
Boy, that's some sweet down on guitar. In the world of business, technology is not a choice, it's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
No one likes a fender bender.
Oh, man.
From a little scratch to a full mashup, NUA Insurance has got you covered with auto insurance tailored to fit your needs and budget. For affordable rates with free on-site accident assistance, visit us online or in branch and just ask us. NUA Insurance. Ask us because we've got you covered.
Struggling to find your financial rhythm? Make that move to Fidelity and let us help you orchestrate your financial goals into perfect harmony with free financial coaching sessions. Make that move today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
At Star General, you can go gold. Comprehensive car insurance covers loss or damage from accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liability. But the Gold package gives you increased coverage for rental car and windscreen, personal accident, medical benefits, deductible waiver, and 24-hour roadside assistance where available. Our Star General Gold package also gives you up to $2,500 for accidental damage to a rental car anywhere in the Bahamas. Go gold with Star General. Insurance made simple.
Southwest Plaza has so many stores, I've been trying to find a sensible way to list them all. There's CBS Bahamas, the Ashai Institute, BENC Snack World, Bamboo Shack Bahamas. There the Athlete's Foot and BTC, Games and More, John Bull Fine Threads, Alive Bahari, Dairy Queen, 700 Wines and Spirits, Sandy's Clarkson Island Lock, Starbucks and Lowe's Pharmacy, plus Marco's Pizza and Lorraine. Southwest Plaza, what a wide array of stores. Southwest Plaza, stop by today and explore.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas.
A seaman. My work is on the water, free diving, throw no liners, how I survive. Listen, from foggy to yellowtail, from jackfish to killer whale, I jump in my dingy boat and I head on down the coast. I need a fish to fight, my kids gotta eat tonight, so I do what I gotta do, take some fish back for them to stew. I've been in the trade long, and I was very strong. By my father's side, he said, get this boy to make your man. Once you got a big line, son, you'll be fine. Just keep your eye out for them floating groupers passing by. I'm a boatman, a seaman. My work is on the water, free diving, throwing out liners, how I survive.
We are back with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strachan along with DeQuesta Dean. And this morning we are talking with OKX. It's been a while since they've been on the show, but good to have them back with us to give us an update on what the company's all about and what we can expect going forward. We are happy to have CEO Herman Ludolf with us and Senior Operations Manager Dino Cartwright. Good morning. Great to have you with us.
Good morning. Thank you for having us here.
Yeah, good morning.
All right, so remind folks what OKX is all about.
So OKX is a...
Get a little closer to the mic.
Sorry,
Mm-hmm.
yes. OKX is a global brand, and we have over 100 million customers around the globe. And so we have a staff complement of about 5,000 plus around the globe, but in the Bahamas we have 14 staff members. OKX is a fintech company, so it is a technology company that is built around a decentralized future that makes the world more tradable, transparent, and connected. So essentially, that's a whole lot of words. I'm letting persons know that we are a fintech company and we also have a cryptocurrency exchange.
Mm-hmm.
So in the Bahamas, we technically deal with back-end matters like compliance and CDD for institutional clients.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty soon we'll be going into VIP retail clients.
Okay.
But essentially, that's where we are focused.
Mm-hmm. All right, so tell us more about that, and who are your clients, and what are they into, if you can, and what is the day-to-day operations? What are your day-to-day operations like?
Yeah, for sure. So for OKX, of course, OKX Bahamas, we registered with the Securities Commission under the DARE Act, and we fall under the OKX group. And like Dino mentioned, we've got over 100 million customers globally. So we focused on retail customers, the man on the street, anyone that want to invest in cryptocurrencies. But then for the Bahamas specifically, our main focus are the larger institutional customers, where we essentially give them the opportunity to buy and sell cryptocurrencies. And OKX specifically, we are a platform, a software exchange essentially, that allows our customers to access our software and buy and sell the cryptocurrencies between them, essentially. And of course, what's most important for us is to ensure that there's trust and security in our platform, because a lot of our customers, they invest their life savings on our platform to make sure that their funds are safe. And that's probably the most important thing, is that trust for our customers, to make sure that there's no risk of them losing their money.
Right. All right. So you said it. You focus on the larger companies, but you did mention man on the street. Can anybody here buy crypto through OKX?
So it's a bit of a difficult question. So there's two answers to this. We've got a centralized exchange where you basically have to sign up to be a customer, which we operate here in the Bahamas. So local retail customers are not able to sign up for that. However, we've got a decentralized exchange where essentially we just provide the software, and the user is responsible for managing what we call their keys, so their private keys. So it's essentially like they own their own bank account. So they are much more responsible in terms of managing their finances. They can sign up for that and essentially use our decentralized exchange to buy and sell cryptocurrencies.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So where do things stand with crypto? We won't mention the other company that got into some trouble a few years back, but has the perception changed? Are you noticing any challenges, or has the industry gotten over that stumble?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of optimism in the industry globally. You can see a lot going on in the US specifically in terms of regulations that are coming out. So I think the fact that it's being regulated just shows that it's being regarded as it's valuable, and it's really something that's going to continue going on in the future. So we are very optimistic, and you can see from a market perspective as well, there's a lot of interest.
Yeah. So who should be thinking about this? Who is your typical crypto buyer or client, and what is, give us a profile of what is the person who this is right for?
It's actually anyone. So anyone who's interested, of course, I think very key, do your own research. Make sure you understand what you're getting into. There's a lot of risks. There's different cryptocurrencies. You've got the larger ones, which are probably a little bit more safe, and then the other ones where there's a lot of uncertainty, high risks, high rewards. So I think it's all about doing your research. But then you'll be surprised. You'll speak to someone on the street and they'll just say, well, I'm really big into crypto. So it's basically anyone. It's not exclusive. The idea is to ensure that it's inclusive to everyone, so that everyone has access to it. And that's the idea for OKX, to give access to everyone in the world and give financial freedom, essentially.
Yeah. So why OKX versus some of your competitors? Why should folks deal with you all?
So again, to that previous point, it's all about security and the trust. For us, it's all about doing the right thing, making sure, and that's why essentially we're here in the Bahamas. We're regulated by the Securities Commission. We want that oversight from a regulator, and we want to give that trust to our clients for them to know that their funds are safe with us.
Another thing, even in addition to that, to help our clients have that ease, there is what we have a proof of reserves. So a client can go at any time and see that note that there are proof of reserves where we are a safe company, or we aren't risky, we are safe. We ensure that clients who are willing to take the risk with us are definitely covered. And so every client, of course, has their own risk profile, and they should know exactly how to do their research, what risk they can take. But definitely from a company standpoint, we rely on our regulations, we rely on heavy compliance, because even with OKX, compliance is definitely top tier, in that a number of our staff members are attributed to compliance and customer due diligence, and so definitely a safe company.
Wow.
So do you have like minimum investment requirements for that person who wants to, get the platform and trade for themselves?
So on the decentralized exchange, there's no real minimum. I think in certain cases you may have a $10 minimum to conduct a transaction. But generally on the decentralized exchange, there's no minimum requirements. Yeah.
So where do we go from here? What does the future of the industry look like? What can we expect over the next few years?
So a part of what we're doing, we are expecting growth in the industry because more and more persons are interested in cryptocurrency, and they're interested in being able to market or being able to trade on this. And so what we are doing here at OKX Bahamas, and which is why we came this morning to talk about our partnership, our upcoming partnership with the University of the Bahamas, to build that mindset and to build that skill set around not only persons to be able to trade on the cryptocurrency exchange, but also to work in that. We have noted that the Bahamas is definitely heavily trained and in compliant on typical compliance in traditional finance, but there is a different skill set that is necessary for cryptocurrency, necessary for fintech. And so we've seen that it's important for us to partner with institutions like the University of the Bahamas, and we'll be hosting a live pitch competition coming up and several other events with the universities, so that we can build that skill set, so that we can let the industry or let the persons in the general public know what the industry requires in order to be a part of this exciting new future. A key that OKX always talks about is the future of money in that whole decentralized framework, but also in the thought of digital assets, in the thought of how assets look going in the future, how important trade and transfer of funds and ownership is in the future. And so our key goal, the first thing and we want to talk about is our upcoming live pitch competition with the University of the Bahamas, whereas students of the university as well as the general public can be a part of that, where they can bring their ideas and we want to see how your traditional idea matches with fintech. So if you're in agriculture, how can we get your fruits and vegetables from the Family Islands to Nassau with ease of trade, ease of payments, and what that would look like. And we have several key cash prizes that I don't know if we have time to talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay, we can just segue straight into that. So it's called the bullpen. So it's kind of, if persons are familiar with the Shark Tank and all of that, because we're in this market, of course, we talk about bulls and bears. So we are the bullpen. It is definitely a partnership with the University of the Bahamas, whereas persons who would sign up between the ages of 18 to 40 would go on the UB Ignite website, and there is ubignite.com/events. They would go there, they would see the bullpen, and they would see the credentials or the criteria that is necessary. Several high-level ones should be 18 to 40, a Bahamian resident or a legal resident of the Bahamas. You should also come with you'll either be in the early stages of your business, or you would be you may just have an idea and you need us to help you to flesh it out. So what happens is we partner with UB, who has an existing UB Ignite program that deals with an incubator session. So you have an incubator program that runs 7 to 8 weeks. So once you sign up for this program and you are shortlisted, we would then put you into this incubator program with UB. It's optional, but we more or less recommend it. And it helps you to build out your business plan, helps you to build out your strategies, helps you to build, and then we come in on the fintech level and show you how you can tie it into fintech, and we help you to develop your pitch. So we're anticipating working along with partners like UB and Toastmasters, who can help persons with their pitch, help them with communicating, so that even if you are not a part of the first, second, or third place winners, at least you'll leave out there with education and with an enlightenment about what business is about and how fintech is related. As it relates to the prizes, the top 3 prizes, the first prize is $10,000 cash toward your business.
Nice.
Plus, UB is partnering with $5,000 worth of prizes along with that. So totally $15,000. Second place is $7,500 cash toward your business. And then UB is partnering with $3,000 worth of prizes. So that includes mentorship, walking you through the process afterward. And then the third prize is $5,000 cash toward your business. And then UB is coming in with $2,000 worth of prizes. So what we are looking at is developing the skill set. One of the key things that OKX, and particularly OKX Bahamas, believes in is education. We have already been in several schools. Several years ago, Dwight, you may remember that we were in TG Glover. We helped to outfit their computer lab and help them to get ready for the digital transformation there. Since then, we've been at H.O. Nash. We've sponsored 2 of their top BJC students with laptops at the H.O. Nash Junior High. We've also spoken on careers and preparing for blockchain careers at Anatole Rogers, and now we are expanding to the university. The reason behind this is because we've had some advertisements out for local placements, but what we've done is we've realized that once persons would have started applying, they may have that compliance or that traditional finance background, but when it comes to that blockchain or crypto experience, we've seen that there's been a gap there. So this is really helping to fill in that gap, and we're working closely closely with the university that has recently established or getting ready to establish a school of innovation. So we'll be working hand in hand with them to help with our subject matter expertise. As Herman and I would have mentioned, we have over 5,000 persons in OKX. So we have subject matter experts in blockchain, in cryptocurrency, in fintech that we can add that value to our local environment and work along with that. We are in Nassau today on the Oaksfield campus from the hours of 2 to 4 p.m. We'll be on campus at receiving applications for this bullpen. So if you are a student, if you are just passing by and you're between the ages of 18 to 40 and you have an idea that you know can work in the Bahamas, that is geared toward the growth market, that's geared toward maybe tourism, that's geared toward anything that we can help you to flesh out and maximize. And sometimes you may have the idea, but you just need the resources to tie along with it. You may have the idea, but you need the subject matter expertise to tie along with it. Just come in, you can apply, we can look over your credentials, and once you're shortlisted, we will contact you. And so we'll be on campus, like we said, today, 2 to 4, and then we fly over to Freeport at the UB North campus where UB Ignite is headquartered. And we're going to be in Freeport this coming Thursday from 11 to 3 p.m. And we're also going to be giving out various KX, but also taking in applications at the same time.
What's the maximum amount of people you're looking to have enter shortlisted for this program?
So for the shortlisted program, we're going to be shortlisted maybe 10 to 15. But we know that Bahamians are definitely full of ideas. And so we may even expand that so that we can ensure that we have the best ideas, quality ideas that we can work out. So, for instance, if you may have an idea on the family island and you want to see how we can get that partnered, we are not limited to one person entering. So we have 2 streams. So you can enter as an individual or maybe a team of 4. You may know some. So why we went to the university is we're going there, so maybe somebody from School of Business can partner with somebody from the School of Hospitality, and then they can come together and come with one business idea, and then they can do that. So we believe in partnership, we believe in collaboration, and we're definitely up to help steer you in the right direction.
When's the deadline to apply?
So the deadline, the application starts today, March 31st, and they run until April 17th. So it's a very short window, a 2-week window. Yeah, but it's a lot of time. So we want persons to definitely get their information in, have all of their credentials in place, or your business license or your business plan. You would have that get that tied up. So make sure that you connect with persons so you can have a formidable plan, because nothing hurts you than having a good idea but not having a right plan. And so definitely we are here to help. Again, we are OKX Bahamas. You can find us at okx.com, or you can go to ubignite.com/events or ubignite.com/fintech. And that's where you can find the credentials, that's where you can find the application form, and you can apply online or in person today.
Okay. And when do you anticipate the bullpen will be?
So the bullpen we are looking at, we are still finalizing the final date for that, but definitely within the summer. Between the summer and early September, we're looking to have the bullpen event. But we'll be back on the radios broadcasting, so nobody will get a chance to miss it. Everybody will be a chance to be a part.
Well, just one question: why only 18 to 40? Some
right,
of us might be
some of
slightly
us
out the window.
We're
not.
Some of us like 17.
17ish. I got you.
Just turned 41.
I totally get you. 18 to 40 because we are really basing ourselves in the UB with the college age. But again, if you are 41, 42, 45, and you have a brilliant idea, don't be afraid to submit it, because who knows, there may be this program, but if you have a brilliant idea, we can always find a way to kind of tie you in, or we can do proper succession planning. You may be over 50, 60, and we can connect you with somebody who is 25, 30, and then we can have you now bridging the gap, bridging the generations, and bringing that to happen.
That sounds wonderful. One more time, your email and website information, and how people can reach you and find out more about OKX Bahamas.
Sure. Our website is www.okx.com, so you can learn about OKX globally and what our business is about. But particularly for this bullpen live competition, you can reach us at www.ubignite, so that's the letters ubignite.com/fintech.
Fintech.
Yes, /fintech.
All right, wonderful stuff.
Thank you so much.
Great information. You all doing some exciting things. Herman Ludolf and Dino Cartwright with OKX Bahamas. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Keep in touch. Keep us posted.
Most definitely.
All right. We're going to break for news and be back. A whole lot more coming up in just a few minutes in business. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
I don't think that's funny, no. I told my girl I lost my job. She said, baby, you got to think it out, 'cause you're in a bad state. You ain't got no money.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Streaming on GuardianTalkRadio.com and the Guardian Radio app, Nassau, Bahamas. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of the management and staff of Guardian Radio.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business on this Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan along with DeQuesta Dean. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to be talking with Bahamas First General Insurance about insurance and road safety, vehicle maintenance, and a whole lot more useful information in just a bit. But we beg your indulgence for just a bit. I've been surprised on here. Reverend Samuel Roll was here a few weeks ago with the Boys and Girls Club of the Bahamas, and he's broken his way into the studio. Reverend Roll.
Yes, sir. Pleasant good morning, Dwight.
Good to see you again. Good to see you again.
Listen, I know how you feel. On behalf of the Boys and Girls Club of the Bahamas, we convey our condolences to you on the passing of your mom.
Thank you so much.
I know how it is when you love somebody and they pass away. And so, listen, they always say it has no sorrow that heaven can't fix. And so right now, today, we convey with you, console with you, just to be with you and come today to present you with an awards that we miss you on Sunday. I think we have overdue with this, so we just want to come to say to you, we love you, we appreciate you, what all you have done over the years for the Boys and Girls Club. And we just want to say thank you for your grace and your mercy, sir, that you allow us to come in the studio to sit with you and to really talk about the future of the Bahamas through our young kids. And so today, we do this live in the midst of everything.
And this was supposed to happen. You told me
Sunday,
about it, but
yeah.
of course, over the weekend, it was
we
a
know how
challenging,
things happen.
a challenging
things
weekend.
happen. So don't cry. Cry with hope, but weep with love. And so today we present you an appreciation of our awards to you, Mr. Dwight Strachan, from the Boys and Girls Club, March 29, 2026. On behalf of all of us, in Exuma, in Andros, North and South Andros. Also, we start in Black Point coming up soon, in Long Island, and in the 18 schools of the Bahamas in Nassau. We say to you, sir, we love you, we appreciate you once again on the Boys and Girls Club directors, executive board. We say thank you that you have contributed to the Boys and Girls Club.
Thank you so
and
much.
even your brother, who you're supposed to bring to me on Sunday to let him know I'm still holding on.
Yeah.
Is your nephew?
My nephew.
Nephew,
Yeah.
yes. Because he was a part of us.
Yes, yes.
And now I was told he's mine now.
He
so
is
I can't use...
taller than me.
Yes, I can't use Betsy on him no more. But, let him know. Mr. Roll, appreciate him also, and we love him. And so we say to you, thank you, and may the blessings of God be with you, sir.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting ride. But thank you.
Thank you, sir.
We got to take a break, and we'll be back. This is Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Hey folks, thanks for your patience. We'll be taking off very shortly. You should be wheels up in about 40 minutes. And due to a bumpy ride, snacks and beverage service has been suspended. AC has given us some trouble. Sorry, folks. And Wi-Fi is out. And so is the entertainment. Yeah, I'm sorry about the smell, folks. We are aware.
I know.
Just one more quick note. We are going to have to deplane.
Come on! We're like the plane ride that isn't a nightmare. CG Atlantic agents and brokers. Good like that.
Planning for retirement can be overwhelming, but with CFAL, it doesn't have to be. We offer tailor-made individual, group, and pension solutions that take the guesswork out of retirement planning. Whether it's for you or your company, don't leave your future to chance and let the trusted hands of CFAL's experts guide you toward peace of mind and financial stability. Low upfront costs and affordable monthly payments make it easy for you to build wealth so you can live well. Visit us at cfal.com to start on your path toward financial freedom. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners, too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
New roads and airports are connecting our islands. Energy reform is bringing electricity prices down, while young Bahamians are stepping up, gaining new skills for new opportunities. Respect for workers. Support for entrepreneurs. We're modernizing energy and infrastructure across our islands and preparing Bahamians to succeed in a new economy. Transformations this big take time. Let's choose progress. Paid for by the PLP.
Put more money back in your pocket with the Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan. Why pay more when you can pay less? Reduce your monthly debt payments down to one low, easy payment. Apply for a Fidelity Debt Consolidation Loan today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
It's back, Agri-Expo 2026, presented by the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources, April 10th through 12th at the Gladstone Road Agriculture Center. Agriculture, our heritage, our future, comes alive with the latest farming technologies, exciting cooking demonstrations and competitions, Bahamian farmers and vendors from across the islands, fun for the kids at the Kitty Corner, nightly musical concerts, and free admission for everyone. Bring the whole family and celebrate what feeds our nation. Agri-Expo 2026. Let's get growing.
Welcome back to Morning Blend Business on this Tuesday morning. Dwight Strachan along with Duquesa Dean. And as promised, we are talking everything from road safety to vehicle maintenance and everything you need to know about insurance, auto insurance with Bahamas First General Insurance. And very pleased to have back with us, it's been a while, VP of Underwriting, Kevin Hudson, and Claims Manager with First Response, Travis Donald. Good morning. Great to have you all with us.
Good morning, Big. Great to be here. And good morning. Good to be back.
Okay, so let's talk about it. Are people aware of what they need to be doing out there from what you're seeing? Are we more informed, less informed about these types of things, road safety, maintenance, and just insurance requirements and needs?
I think there is a general knowledge, but I do think that we just don't place the emphasis on it that we should. So, when it comes to motor insurance, a lot of people just see it as something I need to do to license my vehicle, not so much thinking about the impact of it, right? So I think that's something that we want people to really understand, the social impact, not just for you personally, but I think what we don't look at is the impact that it has on the person that you hit, right? So, we look at, we get in an accident, and then everything goes away, but it doesn't. So if you have insurance, then at least that third party, the person that you have an accident with, they can be made whole. So you're looking at anywhere from repairing their vehicle to the time that they're off the road and may need to have alternate vehicles to conduct their business, or even the loss of income that happens. And that's not even getting to the bodily injury part of it.
Right,
So
I was going to ask about
somebody
that.
gets hurt, they need the best care that's possible. And of course, having a policy allows for that to happen, and allows for continuity. And it's just a whole trickle-down effect. I mean, the way that impacts the economy. So if I don't have insurance, I hit somebody, then what happens is the repairers don't get that business either, right? So it doesn't flow through because I have to now pack and try to fix my car piecemeal, not getting it properly repaired. And again, it really impacts the way that our economy can grow.
Right. Now, we know we've had a lot of issues. The police have said that it's a high percentage of people driving around without insurance. The government has made some adjustments. And have you noticed any changes? Are we seeing more compliance now?
I don't know if you're going to see more compliance. When you look at it, I mean, those that understand and insure the vehicles are going to continue doing that. Right. Those that are not, I think it's on us as we move around to educate them, because we all know people who do it. I mean, let's be real. We live here. We have friends who try to play that game and they don't insure their vehicles, or they don't license the vehicles, and they just believe I could circumvent the police, I could move at night. But what I like to say is, imagine if one of those people hit you. You know your friends are doing it. Another thing that we see is that people are not aware of the coverage. And when I say that, my advice to you is, before you jump in a friend's vehicle, make sure they have insurance.
Oh, boy.
Because you could be unaware.
For real.
That is a great point.
Yeah. Now, your vehicle, your motor policy covers you to drive somebody else's vehicle, private vehicle, for third-party cover. So you're covered. So again, you have your car, you have it insured, you jump behind a friend's vehicle, a friend's vehicle, you get in an accident, you can claim for that under your policy.
Right.
But you have to make sure that you have a valid policy.
Right.
It's not going to pay for the damage to your friend's vehicle, but at least the person that is on the receiving end of that will not be left out.
Regardless if they have insurance on that vehicle or
regardless
not?
if they have insurance
That's
on
good.
that vehicle or not.
Well, speaking about that, do you think we're ever going to get to the place where we have a system that has red flags for, let's say, you are an insured person, but you allowed somebody to drive your car, but you don't have like 25 and over where anybody could drive. You just have named drivers. They're not on the policy. They drive your car. They get in an accident. Do you think we get like a point system or something that has red flags for drivers that would prevent them from being insurable? I mean, we need a system for consequences. Too many people, like you say, are driving without insurance, or driving people's cars that are insured, but they aren't on the insurance. What systems could be in place to circumvent situations like that, or have consequences for situations like that?
I'd like to say that we will get to that point. I think the first step is something that the industry and the government are working on now, which is to kind of have a centralized system where they would have access to that data and access to the information as to whether or not someone is currently insured. And out of that can be built that type of a system. So, I'm hopeful as technology improves and as we move towards being, again, more collaborative, that'll happen.
Wow. Right. Any other things you want people to know about their insurance and the do's and don'ts when it comes to insurance?
So let's just address the elephant in the room, right? People always talk about the cost of insurance. And yes, the cost of insurance is going up because of inflation. I mean, it's just natural. So a lot of these vehicles now have technology. So what may have been a simple bumper repair costs exponentially more.
Because when my insurance company told me that last year, I was a little perturbed. I mean, I've been driving the same car, and it's going up because of inflation.
Yeah. But think about it. I mean, when was the last time?
And the car has lost value, right?
The car has lost value, but
it went up quite a bit.
But you know what's the greatest element of your policy? The third party element. So again, the value of your vehicle we can quantify, but we don't know what the result of an accident will be if you hit somebody. So again, remember I spoke about the damage to the property, bodily injury, medical expenses. Your policy covers you for, ready for this? $250,000 in property damage.
Okay.
$2.5 million for bodily injury, any one person, $30 million, any one accident. So think about that.
Right.
Right. So, there was an unfortunate event that occurred a number of years ago. A lot of people remember that would have been the incident at, what was it? The Labor Day.
Oh, yes.
So all of that, all of the result of that was covered under an insurance policy for which someone may have paid just what you paid.
Right.
So yes, it may seem like a lot on the front end, but the security that it provides on the back end is certainly significant.
And that's whether you're comprehensive or
that's third party. That's third party.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, when was the last time that your insurance went up?
Every year.
Yeah. No, I doubt it goes up every year.
Every year. And I get annoyed at it, honestly.
Your car insurance?
My car insurance increased.
No, I've never had it go up. That was the first time it ever went up.
Increase. Yeah. And I was a little annoyed at it. And they were like, well, because of payouts, I guess, of other accidents, I've not had an accident, no. But because others in that pool may have had situations that needed payout and the cost increased, so I felt it more as a penalty because being a good driver with no claims, but then you pay for the risk.
Yep, you do. So, now, I can't speak for other insurers, but I can tell you that ours, before last year, ours hadn't gone up in
I've never seen it before.
So, it may have been a jump and appeared to have been all at once, but it just needed to be right size.
And so that was across the industry. It wasn't just one company.
No, it was. So each company operates independently. So I think eventually it trickled across the industry.
Okay.
So no, it wasn't just one company, but it's still not all at the same level.
Right.
It really depends on the performance of your portfolio, so the way that your drivers drive. So there is some element to what you're saying.
Right.
But of course, that's another reason why we should encourage people not to do the foolishness we see them doing on the streets, going up on the wrong side of the street. It's like, and what disturbs me is a lot of that happens in the morning when kids are going to school and it's around the schools. I'm trying to get there before he gets his late slip, and it's like, there's no regard for our safety, and that's the concerning part to us more than anything else.
So was that a one-time thing for now, or are we going to get like health insurance where almost every year it goes up?
No. I don't think you're going to see it go up every year. Again, I can't say because it depends on what the experience is, but you certainly won't see that type of a jump on a regular basis if it does go up again.
So for the people who are saying I can't afford insurance, like I'm going to try circumvent the police, like you said, right? Can you let us know, like, if you offer like 12-month payment plans, or how do you make it accessible to all?
Okay. So we're the wholesalers.
Okay.
We have agents that provide our product for us, and they're the retailers. Most of them do offer payment plans. It may not be a full 12 months, maybe 2 or 3 months. But again, we're not talking about a huge sum of money. I mean, if you can afford a car, you can afford the insurance. What you can't afford is if you get in an accident and you don't have insurance. That's why we have to think about it. And you really have 12 months to plan for it. So go to road traffic and be like, can I get a payment plan to license my vehicle, right? So, just it's about a bit of responsibility as well. Just kind of budget it out, make sure that you could afford it, because like I say, the impact on you can be significant. In the papers about 2 weeks ago, there was a report of an incident where a company, and I'll not call the name, got an award for $65,000 because an individual was driving a vehicle that was uninsured that ran into their property.
Wow.
So again, for saving a couple $100, somehow they have to find $65,000.
Wow.
That's not worth the risk to me.
Yeah. So we're hearing complaints, people saying they get in accidents, but it's taking so long for the police to determine who was at fault. What can the insurance companies do about that? Is there anything you can do about that?
We don't have any control over the police process, but Travis can speak to you about what our process is. Now, you have to realize that different companies operate differently, but we have a particular approach that we take, and Travis can speak more to that.
Travis?
Hi. Yeah, we have the first response unit. So in the event of an accident, you can contact our first response unit, and we'll send our trained professionals out to the scene. So they'll come directly out to the scene of the accident to investigate. They'll take all the statement, pictures, measurements as necessary, so they can conduct a full investigation. And sometimes
that's only for your clients, of course.
For our clients. Our
Right,
clients can call, but ultimately, if our client is involved in an accident with somebody else, they benefit. Because once our guys get there, they can assess the damages and they could determine basic liabilities. There are cases where the police is warranted, particularly roundabouts, but for the most part, it's straightforward.
Oh, really?
Yep. So we don't always wait for a police
Okay,
report for us
excellent.
to complete the process.
Excellent.
Right, and you can reach us at 321st.
That's pretty easy to remember.
Oh, FIRST.
Yeah.
I'm
Yes.
like, 1 ST. Okay. Okay.
All right.
2 first. All right.
So-
So that's included in your coverage.
Yes, that's included for
Okay.
everybody. Once you're insured with Bahamas First, you have that benefit.
Okay.
What advice do you have for people who get into accidents with uninsured drivers? What should they do? What can they do?
I mean, it's really
Just
not much
pray?
you can do. I mean, really. But,
Right.
But again, there is recourse. So, unless the person leaves the scene and you can't find them, you can take them to court for initiate
civil
yes,
matter.
yes, absolutely. I mean, and that's how the case that I mentioned came about. I think we're just used to people not doing that. I always say we have a leave it to Jesus culture where I'm going to pray something bad happens to you because you did something bad
Oh,
to me.
gosh.
But there is recourse. I mean, so we just have to be patient enough to allow the system to work. And I think once we see a bit more of that, then maybe those who are not insured will realize that, hey, there are really consequences if I don't do this thing. So let me go ahead and purchase a policy.
Travis, you're about to say something.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people do, they just go on good faith. They leave the scene of the accident. They don't get the police involved. And if you don't get the police involved, there is no recourse because now you have nothing to take to court. So either you call first response, wait for the police, and document. Try and take some photos, get as much information as you can from the person, and hopefully that'll pan out for you.
Well, we were talking about it for most of the morning. Gas prices well over $6 already at one retailer and expected to be at all of them before the end of the weekend. Already much higher on the Family Island, so a lot of people have moved into electric vehicles. But are there things to keep in mind when it comes to insurance and EVs?
Yeah, what I think people need to be aware of, their electric vehicles are getting better. The whole technology is getting better. We have a lot more after-sales service. But what people need to be cognizant of, we've seen an increase of persons going direct to China, Japan, wherever, importing these vehicles. We've even seen people going into the UK importing vehicles. And sometimes the vehicles you import may not have service locally, local service. And that will affect if we insure that vehicle. We've seen vehicles. The other day we had a request for a vehicle that was actually banned in the UK as a fire hazard. And the person imported the vehicle and they wanted us to insure that. But obviously we wouldn't take on that risk. But these are the things that happen when people go worldwide importing vehicles without doing the necessary research. And again, our unit, our team, you could reach out to us at any time, any of our agents, and we could guide you through that process. If you're thinking about buying an electric vehicle that doesn't have a local dealership or local support, reach out to us and we could give you advice on that.
Right. So if it does have local support and warranties, no issues at all?
No issues, because we have a good relationship with all the vendors here, and we could get it sorted out in the event of anything happens to the vehicle.
So people are doing that, what, to thinking they're saving money?
Yeah, I think trying to save money, trying to beat the system, but eventually everything on these vehicles are technology driven. Years ago, you could just go into a store, change your mirror, your side mirror. These mirrors now have cameras and other
sensors and all kinds of things.
and you have to calibrate those. If you don't have the correct machine to calibrate those, it could affect other components in the vehicle. So these are some of the things that, it sounds simple or just a door, but no, the door has to be calibrated, the windows have to be calibrated, the door locks have to be calibrated. All of these things have to be calibrated, and there's nobody locally who could do it. So it's best to just stick with the local repairers or vehicles that are tested and proven, and we have the necessary resources here on island to deal with them.
They're more computer than cars. No?
Yeah.
My goodness. So since we're there, maintenance, other maintenance tips, suggestions, things that people need to keep in mind.
I think the basic maintenance, always check your oil. That's one of the things person should do regularly. Check the oil, check the tires, take a look at your tires. Modern vehicles have the tire pressure monitoring system. Right. You'll see a light on the dashboard. Pay attention to that light. That comes on when your tire loses pressure. Most tires lose pressure because of environmental reasons.
Potholes?
Yeah, definitely potholes. We also look at your windshield wipers. Those are important when we have heavy downfall. You want clear visibility, so make sure your windshield wipers are working. People don't realize that when your windshield wipers are worn and you use those excessively, it could permanently damage your windshield. So have those things done. So all of these things, check under your hood, pop up to your gas station, allow the service attendants to check your oil, your fluids, make sure everything's working properly. And when you hear those noises, every time you press the brake, a squeak or grind or anything, have it checked.
So we've got a lot of people driving around with not only different brand tires, but different sizes. Let's talk about how much of a problem that can be.
Yeah, that's a problem because you have to look at getting quality tires. And when I say quality tires, make sure it's a reputable company where you get quality tires. You don't want to buy secondhand tires because you don't know the lifespan. It's a
big market here, though.
It is a big market, but if you look closely on the date of manufacture, that tire could have been manufactured 10 years ago. Wow. There's no control over that. So you have to be careful and you have to look at the weight rating. All tires are not the same. Electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles, they have a different weight rating. So you can't put a traditional tire on an electric vehicle. No. It'll wear excessively fast and it could be a hazard.
Especially with the rainy season coming up.
Yeah.
So maybe what would you then recommend for the person that has a car? I mean, I heard you say if you have a car, you should be able to afford it. But we live in a country where, or all around the world, people buy things that they really can't afford. So for the person who said, I just need a tire, I just want to throw something on my car, what would you say to that person to balance out trying to be so budget friendly or frugal, or I can't really afford to buy a new tire, about putting quality tires? Because we know that's so important, right? So how can we help that person understand that a bit more?
I think we have to look at the consequences. New tire may be $100. You buy a used tire for $50 to $60. If that tire,
I wish they were $100.
The used tire is like $100.
Let's speak that into existence.
You have to look at the consequences.
Okay.
If your tire is excessively worn, if your tire is damaged in any way, and it causes an accident, you're now responsible. And some of these things we look at post-collision. Was the tire maintained?
Oh, wow.
All of these things come back, and that may possibly affect your claim.
So if you go and inspect and you see that all the tires are bald on your client's vehicle in the accident,
that's something we have to consider.
Yeah, wow. Yes. Wow. And should you change one at a time?
Well, that depends on your budget, but it's also always recommended that you change at least two.
Okay.
Two pairing opposite tires.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But let's look at the other part. I mean, the safety issue. So yeah, you could be safe, but somebody in your vehicle may be injured as a result of an accident because of a faulty tire. So is it really, really worth saving $100 to take that chance? Especially when, remember now, we're driving defensively against some of the other people who may not be driving the way that you're driving. So to avoid an accident, it may not be as easy if you have an improperly functioning vehicle.
I mean, just honestly, I don't think people take the process that far. So that's important for you to bring up, because the thought process is going to be, I need a tire. I have $100. It's the thought process may not go straight to what would happen if. So that's really valid to get people to start to think about what would happen if I don't put oil in my car. What would happen if I drive on bald tires, and let the consequence of that weigh more than, or have more responsibility toward avoidance of issues.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
What?
People don't know about driving bald tires?
Really?
But we all believe that it won't happen to us. We all believe these things happen to somebody else until it happens to us.
And if someone isn't teaching you, like let's say you have a young driver, right? And he or she just doesn't know, right? Because when you buy the car, I don't think they give you a maintenance schedule for your tires. They give you, hey, come check in 3 months or whatever. So if no one is teaching you about, the fact that these tires need to be changed, how do you know? No, seriously.
Well, I guess the first time you slide across the street, when you try to slam brakes during the rain.
They may not even connect it.
Oh,
they may not. They may think the road was just slippery.
The last time I did that, when my heart jumped out of my throat, never again.
So interesting.
So I'm paranoid about
my sister lives in the UK, and one of the things she shared with me is that whenever they have to inspect their car, they actually have to take it to a facility to deem it road safe. Right? I mean, here we're still doing the put your clicker down, turn on your windshield wipers type situation. Is more needed to make sure that the cars that are on the road are really safe to be on the road.
And I think we all agree that more is needed. In addition to what you're talking about, I mean, how many times have you had to behind the car that's smoking in front of you, right? And not thinking about the environmental impact or even the health impact, because we don't know what the person who is inhaling that is subjected to. So I do think that a lot can be done. I guess we'll see how it goes and what happens.
Years ago, we were closer to it. We were having emissions testing was proposed, and lots of different requirements for the inspection. But here we are, still we haven't budged since then. All right, so Kevin, you mentioned the stuff we see on the streets, especially in the mornings. But it seems like any hour of the day, people are really taking chances out there. What do you want people to keep in mind when it comes to road safety?
I mean. Just remember that it could be you on the other end of that, and also hold our friends and the people close to us accountable. It's no longer, and this hasn't just started. I mean, we had people when we were being new and young driving the vehicles, maybe driving recklessly, but maybe there were less cars at the time and we didn't see the same results, or even maybe we did, but we were just oblivious to it. But, let's be our brother's keeper, our neighbor's keeper, and we all get upset when we hear that there was a reckless accident and some unfortunate person was injured.
Yeah.
That could be any of us. So let's hold our friends accountable as they go out on the streets. We have respected people in the neighborhoods, and I think that's something that we may have lost as well, where, we feel like they're not going to listen, so we're not going to say. But just plant the seed. Just if you see your neighbor's child going out, just remind them. Drive safely, drive to get back. Don't do foolishness on the street. And at some point in time, that's going to become second nature. You mentioned the messages are out there, but they need to be more consistent. And they need to come from everybody. And it doesn't have to be that everybody that you say that to listens, but the few that do can make a certain impact.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wow. And I think making it worse is the road rage, the anger that everybody has on top of the recklessness that we've been seeing for years. But it's scary out there. It's scary out there. We are talking with Kevin Hudson and Travis Donald with Bahamas First General Insurance. And we got some questions coming in on our text line. You can text us as well, 422-4796. And we can get some calls in too, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. All right, this person's asking, why do insurance companies require their clients to report an accident to them when the person wronged prevents a valid police report in their favor, who's also a client of the same company? You understand that text? You understand that?
So I mean, Travis can speak to that, but again, different companies have different rules. That is something that we encourage. It's something that we want, but that doesn't necessarily prevent us from moving forward with the claim. But what it does, though, it allows us to gather the information. I mean, a client has the right to contest a police report and to take it to court if they feel that there were maybe points that were missed or misrepresented. So it's not as simple as just moving forward with the claim because the police report said this is what happened. So I would say that that's one of it. But again, we're fortunate enough to have these gentlemen who are trained in accident reconstruction, and sometimes they come and they're like, look, this is clear cut. We're going to move forward. This is what happened. So again, I'll let Travis speak to that a little bit more.
Yeah, and just to elaborate a little bit on that, the police report have limited information.
Right.
If you have an open policy, the driver name may be there, but we can't verify if that person has a driver's license or their date of birth, if it matches the policy. So there's a lot of information that isn't on a police report that we need. And like Kevin said, the client has the right to contest any charges. It's a criminal offense. They could want to go to court and test it. So we need to get enough information, including statements, to make sure the accident happened the way it did, and to make sure all the drivers involved are insured drivers or authorized drivers. So there's a lot of information we need. So we ask our client to come in.
All right, so if you have that open type policy and you have the car at the mechanics and somebody is out testing it who does not have a valid license, what happens if there's an accident?
Well, there's twofold. If it's a reputable company, they should have insurance to cover it.
Okay.
Secondly, the policy allows for the motor traders to operate the vehicles. So there's a cover in the policy for motor traders.
Okay.
Oh.
Wow.
Look, I learned something just now.
So you know, the policy covers a lot of things that we don't know.
Right.
So read your policy.
Right.
And this is a plug for our agents and brokers, they're not just there for when you place the policy. If you have questions, give them a call. Ask the questions and they'll answer you. If they don't have the answers, they'll find the answers. And they definitely will be able to educate you on what all is covered under your policy.
Right. Oh, so currently, I believe it's third party, right? It was the lowest cover you can have, right?
Yes.
So this person's asking about prices, but it really depends on the companies, right?
It does.
Yeah.
And also so there are a number of factors: the age, the vehicle, the age of the drivers, the experience of the drivers, the location. So the cost may be less in some family islands because obviously there are less accidents, even though sometimes they may be more severe.
Right.
So it really depends. There are a number of factors.
The number of accidents in an area can determine your insurance cost.
The frequency does impact that.
Okay.
Correct. Yeah.
Wow. Very interesting.
And the cost. So again, as you had mentioned, when you look at the claims experience, if people continue to drive badly, then the cost has to be absorbed somehow.
Yeah.
So which islands have the highest insurance? Is Grand Bahama up there?
No. Grand Bahama is like right in the middle.
Okay.
There. Yeah.
Interesting.
So, on the news today, we're talking about the price of gas increasing at one station so far by $1.02, and obviously other stations will also have that increase. Are there any tips that you can give motorists regarding preservation of fuel, or
I think the simplest one is plan your trips, right? So don't
park the car.
Yeah, park the car. Walk.
Don't be idly on the streets.
Okay.
So Nassau is 21/7. So if you plan your trips properly, if you really put some care into it, I think we will be able to withstand it. It's not that we're driving hundreds of miles a day. So again, Travis may have some additional tips.
Make sure your vehicle is maintained. Right. Your oil change, your tires are inflated to the proper pressures.
All that impacts the gas?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all that impacts the gas to make sure that your tires are inflated, they're not overinflated or underinflated.
And regularly serviced.
Your vehicle is running at optimal condition. That helps preserve gas. Additionally, when we stop to restaurants, food stores, to pick up children, we leave the car running.
The drive-thrus.
Yeah, drive-thrus. Sometimes just park the car, take a stroll inside, get some exercise, not sit. Even in our offices, we see a lot of people sitting in the parking lot with the air conditioner on, just burning gas. So you have to, reconsider some of these choices, and it can save you a buck or two.
Absolutely.
It's a no-brainer to consider if you are sitting in your car with the air conditioner on, the gas is burning, but a lot of people don't connect that thought. They feel the car is parked, so the gas isn't burning.
Oh, you can see that level drop.
No, I'm being serious.
See the fuel level
I am
drop.
being serious, and then they'll drive off, and they'll be like, "Where my gas gone?"
With the wrong type of car, just 5 minutes and down to a quarter
I'm telling you.
tank.
But even at the traffic light, you're sitting there, right, and your air conditioner is going. You can't move because there's so much traffic, right? So that impacts it as well. Yeah.
Well, you gotta
Wait, what
be
about
very-
carpooling?
Yeah,
Is
carpooling-
that like something you promote? Are there extra incentives?
Yeah, actually we do, So our internal marketing team is really good at that. So we have sometimes, and not every day, but they would promote carpooling, and the person who's actually driving would get a gas voucher to assist with that.
Oh, that's
so you
very good.
kind of find coworkers who live in the same area, and they'll come to the office together. So there are a number of things that we do to try to promote our social.
Okay.
But like you said earlier, make sure that person has insurance.
Right,
absolutely.
right. And a license.
Absolutely.
Right. All right. So this person says here, I got hit by a police officer who didn't have insurance. Wow. Then he promised to fix it. 2 days later, said my time is up to report it. What do we do if, if you're hit by somebody who has no insurance and no driver's license?
I don't think there's a time limit. I mean, it's certainly not a 2-day time limit to report an accident. So that's not factual. But again, as Travis said, the key is to make sure that it's documented. So those are the situations where you wait for the police to come, just to make sure that there is a record that it actually happened.
Even if the person agrees to take responsibility, still wait for the police.
We live in the
But
Bahamas.
I just want to make it
not
clear.
Not everybody kind of honors their word.
Right.
So yeah, they can say it.
Right.
And if they do, that's fine. Then you can just go to the police and say, hey, this has been taken care of. They would not proceed, but record it so that you can have something that you could go back on. It's a little more difficult afterwards to kind of get both parties together. Because imagine, I mean, I can walk up and say that you hit me yesterday and nobody else saw it.
Right, no
Your
proof.
word against mine.
Right.
Oh, wow.
So, it's incumbent that you have some type of proof that it actually happened.
My goodness. This person says here, in the United States, insurance companies are directly linked to the DMV. When a driver's vehicle insurance is not renewed, law enforcement is automatically notified. Should we consider adopting this approach? And,
That is something that is now in the works.
Right.
But also, I mean, as of an amendment last year that's really being enforced now, we're required to report to road traffic whenever you cancel your policy. So we actually do that automatically on a daily basis, where we alert to
computer. That's digital.
That's automated.
Yeah? Okay.
For my company, again, everybody does it in a different way, but we send a listing of all policies that would have been canceled and the reasons why they were canceled. So they have access to it. I think the idea is to ultimately for that to be used in real time in that way. And also it provides a secondary check at road traffic when you come to license your vehicle, just to ensure that the document you have in your hand is a legitimate one.
I didn't
Okay,
read
so
that.
what happens?
Are you serious? Are you serious?
I'm serious about
yeah,
what?
so they would have a policy, have the paperwork and cancel it and still have the paperwork and present it? And, like, people do that?
They do that.
Oh my
They create their own
gosh,
documents.
no.
They do a lot of things. I mean,
Wow.
again, we know where we live.
Wow.
If you want to test any system, implement it there.
Oh,
I can
wow.
imagine. If it doesn't happen here, it doesn't happen anywhere.
Wow.
All right. So if you don't renew with your company, but you've renewed with another company, how does that work? You still notify?
Well, no, the requirement isn't if you don't renew. It's if you actually actively come and cancel.
Okay.
Oh.
Right.
Okay.
So if you don't renew with my company, you take it over with another, then you have to provide that document to the police.
Okay.
And then they're required to notify
that.
if the cancellation
So once it
occurs.
expires naturally, you have no responsibility.
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Interesting. All right. So this person says here, as a third-party insurance coverage covers, does that cover when you rent a car? If you have third-party, I think they're saying, does it cover when you rent a car locally and internationally?
Not the policies that we provide. No. It does cover for you, like I said, driving another private vehicle, but that would be considered a commercial vehicle. And but the insurance, I mean, the rental car company does have insurance. No, well, they should, but they do. I mean, my experience has been that they do. Absolutely.
Well,
I think it's good clarity to bring, though, that
if it's a company,
if it's
we've
a
seen
right.
the list where it's hundreds of people getting
yeah.
licenses for rental cars.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
But I mean, that's a great point of
Companies.
clarity. As people may think because they have comprehensive insurance or it's a private vehicle that if they rent a car, they don't need to take out the insurance for the rental car. So
and I'm quite certain that there are no companies locally that cover you for driving a rental vehicle outside of the Bahamas because all of our policies would have a Bahamas jurisdiction clause. So any accidents that happen outside of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas will not be covered.
All right, so they're asking the third party, but does comprehensive make a difference if you have comprehensive?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't make a difference.
All right. All right. So we know we've got a lot of companies that are offering rideshare services, the Uber type companies here. We know. So let's get it from all perspectives. You as a customer, a client of one of those, and also a driver who's offering rideshare services. What happens in all these scenarios?
I'm not aware that, I mean, again, I could be wrong. I'm not aware that anybody has been licensed to provide those services. So I don't think that they're operating within the confines of the law. So unless they have a business license that allows them to provide that service, consider yourself uncovered when you jump in those vehicles. Now, again, that's been my experience. Private individuals who use their private vehicles to do that, again, their policy does not cover them to collect fares and to take individuals on rides.
And if somebody's injured,
then the policy does not
Wow.
respond.
Well, does the policy state not for hire situations? Like
It does. It does.
Okay.
On the certificate, it does say that.
Okay.
So it spells that out. But again, like I said, when we started, when you get in a vehicle, whether you're behind the wheel or in the passenger seat, make sure that that person is authorized to drive the vehicle and that they have the insurance cover that's needed. And that goes for the rental vehicles as well.
Yeah.
If you're going to be spending your money, ask them to see proof of insurance.
Wow. So are you having discussions with the government, the industry about this, transitioning to a place where folks who are using their private vehicles can get
The
coverage?
industry is having those discussions, but we are internally as well, as we are trying to prepare for it. So, that's one of the things that as underwriters we do. We look at emerging trends, not necessarily locally. So this is something that we would have started looking at even before, because as those types of enterprises become popular worldwide, we know it's only a matter of time before they come here. So if it does become something that's formalized, we will certainly have a solution that responds to it.
Let's see if we can squeeze this call in really quickly. Caller, are you there?
Ron, how you do?
Doing well.
My sympathy, sir.
Thank
Let
you.
me ask your guest a question. Do you all insure public vehicles
Explain. You mean
like buses, taxis?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, we insure public service
So
vehicles.
how do you do your bus security insurance? Do you secure them for the full year, or like some places do it for 3 months? They insure the vehicle for the 3 months, get the vehicle licensed and insured, and never go back to pay up for the rest of the year. Get in an accident, and then you have to be around the court week after week after week after week, just dragging to try to get your money from them.
Well, we try not to insure people who practice those types of things, but we insure the policies are written for a year. So although your agent may issue a document that's good for 3 months, that's usually kind of like a financing agreement where they would give you that document.
With me used to be in the bus business too. But what I'm saying is that you have some of them after that 3 months and they already get the bus license, they don't ever go back. And then the insurance people don't even come call them or track them down and say, well, listen, what's happening to this insurance?
That may happen again, but I don't think that happens
It
frequently.
happened to me because a bus hit my bus.
Mhm.
And then I had to take a different suit in order to get paid.
Yep, but unfortunately, that's something that we can't control. What we try to do, like I said, is to monitor those things, and if we see that happens once, that would probably be somebody that we don't want to do business with again because of the way that they do business. Because it really has a reputational risk for us as well. Because when they look at the document, it says our company issued it,
Right.
but the cover isn't in place. So that's not something that we try to promote.
Can I just ask another question before we wrap up? How do you grant safe driver benefits?
So it's all built into your kind of no claims discount, right? So every year you get an increase until it's capped in terms of an increase in your no claims discount, which kind of reduces the cost of the insurance. But again, we have a very vigorous data analytics department that looks at all of those factors, and that impacts the pricing as well. That's why you can have two individuals who will have the same vehicle, but depending on other factors, your insurance may cost a bit less than somebody else. So we look at a number of variables that go into the actual pricing.
Excellent. Along the same lines, is there a dash cam discount? That somebody's asking about.
Not at this point, but that's something that I personally would like to see. What's on my wish list as well? I hope we have Crime Stoppers. So we all see these videos going viral with people doing foolishness in the street.
Yes.
I wish we could get to a point where something like that could be uploaded and you can be rewarded for whistleblowing so that, there's additional level of accountability for those people who think nobody is watching. So, maybe we'll get to that point with technology and who knows.
Yeah. This person's asking, this is a statement. The penalty for not having insurance isn't high enough to deter people from not having insurance. Do you agree with that?
I don't. penalties are one thing. It's
Is
a
there a
mindset,
penalty,
right?
though?
There's a penalty. I think it's like about $200 or something. It's not.
Yeah.
But again, you say it's not enough. But
Well, it's lower than getting insurance.
it is, but you still have to get the insurance.
And you don't get a
And
markdown on your license or anything like that.
Not at this
so-
point.
Right.
But also remember now, a part of those amendments enabled the police to actually confiscate your vehicle at that point, store it, and you have to provide proof of insurance in order to get your vehicle back. Before, you get a ticket and they let you off on your way without insurance again. But that is at least being updated. So, yes, it's less than the cost of the insurance, but that's in addition to the insurance if you want to get your vehicle back.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and internally we do look at claims records. So we know if you had multiple accident and you didn't come in to report it. So, yeah, once we
What?
see activities
How?
like that, we
Where
we
is
deal
that?
with
Yeah,
it.
how do you do that?
Is that
Our
like-
system. Our system would show all the claims against your policy.
Okay.
Oh, your policy.
Yeah.
But is there a system that shows you this client profile holistically? Like if they've had insurance at other companies and had claims, or it's just restrictive to your company?
Well, I can speak in general towards our company, but the industry, the insurance industry, the BIA, they do have a claims vault where there's a concentrated database with everybody's claim activity.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
great.
that is good to know. All right, so we got 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds, your final words of advice to everybody out there and how they can get more information about what we talked about today.
All I can say is be safe. Let's strive to get home every day alive and healthy. That's the most that I can really give you. That's the most important part of it. The claim and the insurance part is just secondary. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Kevin. People always say drive to arrive alive, and that's in this state very serious.
Yeah,
very
absolutely,
true.
absolutely.
And you could reach us at bahamasfirst.com, or like I said, in the event of an accident, 321 First. You call us.
I love
If you're
that.
insured with Bahamas First, we'll send our guys out to assist you.
All right, wonderful stuff. Travis Donald, Kevin Hudson, thank you all for being here this morning. Bahamas First General Insurance. Thank you for giving us some great tips and things to think about this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Duquesa Dean, thank you for
Thank
being here this morning.
See you next week,
I'll see you
guys.
next
willing.
week. I'll be back tomorrow morning with more Morning Blend and Morning and Business right here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Everybody have a great day. Stay tuned for On the Clock with Aaron Green next.
At CFAL, we understand that a secure future is the greatest gift you can give your employees. That's why our tailor-made group pension solutions are designed to fit the needs of both large and small companies. With CFAL, you can provide the retirement you and your employees deserve, ensuring peace of mind and financial stability for years to come. Join the many businesses that have already entrusted CFAL to create the right pension plan